Good afternoon and welcome back to the Wargaming.net League Extended Season. Once again, my name's Hector, joined here by Still Mojo. We have the last two matches of the season. One of them is going to decide 3 places, and other one, well, it's a little bit of pride really at stake, isn't there?
Well, the first one we're going to watch will be Go Hard versus Who Cares. This is the match that really doesn't decide anything else in the league anymore. Go Hard cannot go up or down from their position, neither can Who Cares. But Who Cares can get some more money, dollars, bills, yo.
Who Cares can go from last place to 7th place, but it's not going to affect what happens to them this season.
Exactly. But the second match we have today, that's going to be a firecracker.
Second match is a big one. Also with Who Cares, it's semi-important because we got it wrong yesterday, didn't we? We said 8th place would drop out, but that's not quite correct.
Yeah, like that was my mistake all only, but admins corrected me. So number 7 and number 8 in the league, both will play relegation matches with 4 teams from Silver. So the top team from Silver will automatically qualify to the Gold League, and Silver teams from 2 to 5 will go in a mini tournament together with number 7 and 8 from the Gold League.
Yep.
And one team, he will emerge there for the last spot in the league. So that's the correct version of what was said yesterday, so I apologize for that.
Yeah, so basically between Who Cares and Savage Squad, only one is going to survive.
Exactly.
Let's have a look at the standings, Mojo. We can bring that a bit more in detail for people so they can have something visual to see what we're talking about. Cast and Crew completely safe at the top. The second match of the day is going to decide how Ding, Oops and Utopia sit. It's impossible for Ding to remain at second place. There's multiple combinations that is a bit too complex to get into now. We'll distract from
there
where
are
we're going to play.
four versions. On most of them, Oops is coming up top together with Ding. And in one, Utopia will come up top.
Yeah, Utopia are going to have a hard decision. Ding have about three possible scenarios where Ding are going to be third place. But at the bottom of the table, Who Cares? They can go past Savage Squads, but they're not going to be safe. They're still going to be in that relegation playoff area. Go Hard, regardless of win or lose, are not going to change their points position. So Go Hard, not really anything much to play for here. Who Cares do have something to play for because it is extra prize money for them. That's the only thing that's going to happen in this match. Mainly
this match between Oops and Utopia. This is one we have to watch because it will directly decide who is the second and then the placement of third and fourth, which will decide who is playing who in playoffs again. And the point differences will be minuscule. It will be 1 point apart between them. Some combinations have them, multiple of them having like same points and so on. But that's gonna happen later. Now we have to worry about our quest and other things.
Yep, so just now if you're participating, watching and taking part in the quest system, you can join in at live.wgleague.net. You have crew boosters, you have 3 days premium, or you have vehicle boosters that you can win by participating. Just sign up and join in the polls, basically. Answer questions. You're going to have at least 5 per match, minimum of 3 to participate, and then there you go. Sit back and enjoy the match. Now, let's say we only have 2 games, so let's get into the first one. It is going to be Go Hard versus Who Cares. Map picks, as usual, the format is 2 bans, 2 picks. 2 bans, 2 picks. Both of these teams have, well, that's not correct quite, but don't worry. Both of these teams have guaranteed bans that always come out, so we are going to see them. Go Hard, most likely going to take away Muravanka. Who Cares actually don't have one, so Who Cares can play anything.
Yeah, they can. We're just going to wait for the correct maps to come up, and then we will talk more about it. It's going to be rather interesting to see what playstyle will these teams actually incorporate today. I really don't expect Go Hard to go in any hardcore details here. I don't think they will just give the match to Who Cares. It's just beyond them. They're a good team and they will fight for it. But I don't expect any special preparations other than what they already did for other matches. So I think they will just go with their standards and play their best. Yeah. And the Who Cares are the guys who are on bottom of the league, on 8th place, and they're the ones that have to actually put an extra effort in this match.
Yeah, I don't think
these are finally the
I don't think Go Hard's going to want to give up, or not. The Go Hard are not going to accept for losing the last match of the season. They want to still go out on a high. Muravanka been taken away by Go Hard, first pick, always banned out by Go Hard, very first thing coming out. Who Cares taking away Himmelsdorf? Not a map they're necessarily great on. Not really a loss to see that one go.
Go Hard plays it decently lately, especially with the turtle defense, so I think they just want to avoid that kind of things because they're not really the best things in rotation on Himmelsdorf. You need a really good readout there. Then we have City Brawl Ghost Town. It's a pick of Go Hard. It was particularly interesting. They actually lost a tiebreaker against Kazna there, and they annihilated Kazna in one round, but in their defensive round, Kazna did something really risky and Gohard lost it there. So I don't think they had a weak play there, but they could have done it better. And then we have Ruinberg picked by Who Cares. Probably they're going to try something super risky. They're not really the brilliant team on this map, but they have actually better stats on it than Gohard.
Yeah.
So that's a peculiar one, probably the only map in a pool that is like that. So that's a good pick for them. Then we have a ban on Sand River from Who Cares. Gohard can play really sturdy games there. We've seen them yesterday against Kazna. They beat them twice.
Yeah.
So Who Cares just doesn't want to go in those kind of plays. And then we have Cliff banned here, in this case by Gohard. I particularly don't know why exactly Cliff, so I guess they just didn't want to play it.
I guess they didn't want to play it. They haven't played it a lot this season, one of their least played maps, so something perhaps they're not comfortable on. Who Cares then taking Prokhorovka? It's a map I like seeing, actually. You sometimes get variations on it. It can be interesting the way the dynamic shifts
Who
on the map.
Cares likes to brawl on it. We've seen that Gohard can also do it a lot. When it came to brawl, Gohard annihilated Kazna on the middle yesterday completely. When it came to rotations, they lost to Kazna. So Who Cares is not the best rotational team either. I've seen them do one match with really good rotations on Proho, but the other team also gave them a lot of room to do it. And then we have Mines, the last one. This is the map that was really bad for Gohard yesterday. They lost to Kazna. They were completely taken off guard when Kazna pushed water while Gohard was just preparing. Yes, we're going to go heal, we're going to brawl. Kaz, nah, we have completely another idea. So again, this is the map I think Gohard has a better chance to win over Who Cares, but still. Who Cares has a lot to say about all of that.
Every map's going to have Who Cares starting on defense. Who Cares starting on attack each time as well. So they're going to be trying to.
Except Mines.
It's going to be. It's going to be Gohard dictating the pace each time, being on the defensive team each side at the start. It's going to be quite interesting to see how that works out. Predictions for this one. I heard you say the same thing I said.
Did I?
Yeah. Yeah, let's have a look.
So that's how it's called when you come half an hour after me and then you copy-paste me.
I was first. I was talking to production and I was getting changed when you were giving your predictions.
No, mate.
We can get this confirmed by production right now.
Yeah, sure, right.
Production going with 5-1. Gohard over Who Cares. Interesting.
Well, they have a confidence in Gohard, but I mean, we all do. It's really obvious here, but we had such confidence in a high victory even from Kazna yesterday, and look how it went. Honestly, Gohard had a victory point there. They had a 4-2 lead to Kazna, and yeah, they lost it, but still. What we think and what will happen are not necessarily the same things.
Yeah, it's getting, as we always say, sometimes we think we have a good read of what's going to be going on. We think we have an understanding of how the teams are going to perform against each other, and that, you know, prediction just goes right out the window completely and the teams do something different, or there's a big upset, or it drags out to a tiebreaker when we think it's going to be a clean win. Like, it is difficult sometimes to really predict what's going to happen.
True. But the first map we're going to watch, as you said, will be Ghost Town. Gohard will be defending. Who Cares will be attacking. Last time the Gohard was defending. They did play with that Leopard. Zafarchi was playing it. He was a bit late to the fight.
Kind of, yeah, took a lot of damage when he did engage as well. And it was a fight that Kazna crew realistically should never have won in the first place.
I still don't know how they actually won. Like, some of the guys survived on like 3 HP. Others survived in the T57 on 3 HP. That's just a bit of an RNG, I guess.
Yeah. But this time round, it's going to be Who Cares. They're going to be attacking. It's going to be Gohard defending. Gohard wanting to end the season with a win. Who Cares wanting to end the season with a win themselves for extra prize money. Regular lineup here from Gohard. Actually, Caribari coming in here for Kaizu. And Who Cares going with their kind of standard lineup they've been going with recently as well. So no real changes from what they played with previously. Micmac becoming one of the kind of core players for Who Cares since he was picked up around about mid-season.
He's their old teammate anyways. Like, most of them played in formerly known Rage Quit. So it's not like he's a stranger there. Strong push from Who Cares immediately on the left side. Something similar like Kazna did. And let's see the number of mouses. They have the 3 mouse tanks they have by Who Cares. This actually resembles a lot on Suba tactics on this map. And then we have Gohard, who are playing exactly the same as yesterday. The only difference is Failware is more to the left than to the right. They're pretty much leaving Stefan alone there.
Who cares? Just manoeuvring through the site here. The heavier tanks taking up position down the bottom. Well, actually, the autoloaders and Micmac taking up position down the bottom. The Mouse of Pure Love and Gremic just slowly moving away with them. Lucky Blast is the only one that's nearest the top, but Micmac already takes a shot. In his
Yeah, Micmac is in wide open position. I don't really understand their plan here because, like, if there is someone there in cooldown, he has no protection, so it was bound for him to take at least one shot. And they're pressuring the center cap now with a mouse that's always a pure bait because you cannot really finish this cap ever. But they have a really solid fighting setup here with more HP than Gohard, more armor and so on. So Gohard has to play really smart when they go for that decap.
Cap started here out by Who Cares, 1 minute 30 on the clock. Gohard have plenty of time to be able to try and do something here to position themselves to come in with a reset. Now Micmac's going to peek around here, take multiple shots once he gets past that edge bit. Negative actually takes one and doesn't shoot back in return, so working out in Micmac's favour.
There was no chance for him actually to return fire because Micmac picked just with a partial of his turret, snapped and at 57 and pulled back. And Negative and Failure cannot really push there because they don't know where they are. Zafarchik is trying to flank from the backside. He's taking hell of a lot of damage there.
Zafarchik down to almost half health. Negative down to almost half health in his T57 heavy, and the cap continues. We're down at 50 seconds right now. Gohard having to re-maneuver their tanks. Looks like Annihilator's going to be the one coming in to try and get a reset. Gremic is holding position in that corner. Annihilator gets a shot into him. Coca-Collapse takes a hit as well. He starts coming from the top. Caribari coming around the back. Zafarchik trying to come around the back as well. And so far so good for Who Cares. But Annihilator's in a potential position where he can get a reset once he just moves a little bit forward.
He's gonna get a reset very soon for sure, but he's gonna pay with some damage actually. Who Cares is making a really nice advantage in HP so far. Negative is on one shot now. Like, this is a really dangerous situation.
Reset finally coming in there from Coca-Collapse as Annihilator was pushing in. Now, Caribari and Zafarchik still being held up in that top right hand of the corner. Negative looking to try and move position. Micmac perhaps looking for a killing shot here, but he's now facing off against Failware. It's not a trade he wants to do because Failware does have multiple shots he can put into him. Cap pressure being applied again as Andre now comes in to back up Pure. And well, Annihilator's now backed off around that corner, and Gohard are struggling a bit here to just try and get control of this match.
Oh, Negative fell to Halo. Finally, Micmac didn't have to waste so much HP there. He almost balanced entire the advantage that Who Cares had over Gohard. Zafarchik here is pretty much stuck. He can't really do anything to Lucky Blast, but his teammates can from the back because honestly, Who Cares need to position their tanks more carefully so they don't bleed damage everywhere like this.
Stefan now taking a shot from Senti, wants to push up, returns fire, nice connection there, 4-7-2. Halu looks like he wants to push up into Stefan as well. Pure gets a reset shot at him there by Annihilators. Andre is now the one that's going to have the majority of capture points. That's 2 tanks to have to reset.
Ooh,
Halu, if he can get this clip out, is going to kill Stefan here. Stefan has nowhere to run. Whoa, Micmac actually getting an ammo rack on Stefan. Halu is saving his shot, it's going to immediately go into a reload. No, he's keeping his 2 shells now. Lucky Blast is able to take out Zafarchik. And, well, this is unbelievable start here for Gohard and Who Cares?
Yeah, this is a big game here for Who Cares. They will start with a lead, I think. They have really good ground here. Caribari is the only guy who has any HP left to play around here. Everyone else is on 1 or 2 shots. So if Who Cares stick together team, if they just play together and push together, they will end this game easily. Halu picking up another important kill here for Who Cares. This is definitely going to be 1-0.
Andre and Pure are going to push up now in Coca-Collapse. He is a one-shot. Gremic is going through the middle. Only Caribari left with all of his HP untouched during this entire encounter. And this is perhaps one of the things we were worried about ever so slightly here from Gohard. With nothing to play for, just how much are they going to show up for this battle? I mean, they're still going to play their best. They're still going to want to try and win. But just, you know, motivation-wise, it's hard to kind of pick themselves up for this one.
This is going to be not so cool start for Gohard, but they're a good team, so they can really just recover from it. The problem only, we said before, is they need to find the motivation to play this match. That's the only problem in this kind of games, because you need to be hardcore enough and deal with the problem at hand. Winning, losing, it's nothing except a matter of pride here.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, your league position is not going to change, but you still want to try and win as many matches as possible. You still want to go out there and show everyone you're capable of doing your best. You have to play to the very end, as we saw yesterday with Kaznakru and Gohard. You know, you cannot give up until that match counter hits 0-0. Then you can sit back and relax. Then you can say, I'm shattered, I'm done, boys, you know? But when it comes to the games, get it on, get it done. Annihilator coming out there, top damage here, 4k in the mouse, lots of HP to shoot at. But then who cares? Halu, Micmac, then Stefan in the 113, then Andre in the mouse.
Still, I said, like, they played the same tactics as yesterday, and who cares, could see it easily, plan upon it. They even made some couple of mistakes in movements. We saw, I saw Micmac take at least 3 shots for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah, pushed into failware, yeah.
On a start against Stefan, then 2 when he was trying to chase one of the 57s of the Gohard, so there was really no need for that. And that was not the only case in their team. Still, their tactic overall was solid, and Gohard had no really cohesive response to it.
Yeah, going to turn around now. Gohard going to be on the attack. It's going to be Who Cares on the defense. If Who Cares can take an immediate 2-0 lead here, this is a big thing. Gohard are going to have the heads down. They need to come right back into this. I mean, it's there for the taking for both teams. It's just really who wants it the most. And I think right now, to be honest, Who Cares are going to be wanting this more than Gohard.
Yeah, they definitely want it more, but they need to have also enough skill to make it happen.
True. Who Cares are the masters of not closing out matches when they have an advantage. They can lead a match 3-0. They can then still be in control at 4-2, and then they can still throw the match on tiebreaker. We've seen that happen at least twice this season to them, I believe. So they have a lot to do to just try and finish off a match when they have the advantage. It always seems to be the kind of worst thing about Who Cares is just simply closing the match and maintaining that, you know, composure at the end to see it out. Now, Gohard on the attack, bringing 2 T57s, bringing double mouse. Who Cares bringing a bit more rotation. Gohard's lineup does kind of indicate they want a bit of a fight, but there is a bit of movement potential in that lineup as well. They have Zafarchik in the 113, Coca-Cola in the IS-7. Kaizu back in here and playing a mouse as well, something we didn't see really at all this season.
Unbelievable, but yeah, usually he was swapping plays with Kerry Berry all the time when they would play like mouse. This is the first time I actually saw Kerry Berry play a 1-1-3 in a previous round. This is not something he played entire season, and Kerry Berry and Kaizu definitely didn't play mouse. But the attack of the Gohard is going progressively. They're going toward the 1 cap. They're not even playing any kind of initial rotation, though they do play with those 3 mouse, so they can pressure the center if they decide in one moment. They have Coca-Cola on I7 and Zafarchik on 1-1-3, and considering the Who Cares doesn't really have any lineup that can deal with number 1 cap, they also have to brawl straight away. They might pressure it. They might pressure it.
Stefan, Annihilator and Kaizu going to be facing off in this lower road and the triple mouse. Then you have the T57s round the corner. At some point there might be a shout for them to push round, or just to try and easily clip out and deny anyone trying to get a cap reset. Now, Coca-Cola and Zafarchik are going to be the ones that are going to push up into the cap circle to try and get the cap started. There is nobody in Who Cares up in that higher position that can do any kind of resets.
I don't think they will start the cap.
Initial trades here going in Gohard's favour, but Zafarchik and Coca-Cola is going to come round to try and get shots in the back of these mouse. But look at this, 1-1-3 and Batchat coming round the back into Gohard, and this is a nice counterplay by Gohard. It's forcing the mouse to turn. Stefan's turning full side on. Who Cares are going to push up at the same time here, and this was a really nice play by Gohard. Andrew's taking, sorry, by Who Cares. Andre's taking a lot of damages on 46 HP, but he's still alive. Coca-Cola and Zafarchik aren't in this one. The T57s have been pushed back as well, and Gohard weren't ready for this at all, Mojo.
It's Gohard actually that has the good ground now, because Who Cares tanks are split all over the place. They didn't monetize any of advantage they did. So Gohard, I think they have this under control. I think they will take the round easily. They didn't clip out well enough. They didn't do enough damage in that moment, and Gohard has the upper hand because of it.
Initial play there, solid from Who Cares, but not managing their tanks on the retreat and allowing Gohard just to come right back into them. It's one of the hardest things to do when you have teams with autoloader setups and single shooter setups. If your autoloaders come in and clip out, they need to get away safely so they can come back in again. And Gohard did not allow Who Cares to do that. Lucky Blast, stuck between the multiple tanks of Gohard, goes down here, and only Pure Love and Halu left for their team standing. They do have a lot of HP between them, but that's going to be quickly whittled down because there's multiple Gohard tanks. 6 guns available, still shooting at them, and this is going to be a 1-1 here on Ghost Town.
It's going to be a definite 1-1. Rather easy game here for Gohard. That was a decent play from Who Cares. but it doesn't really buy them cookies. They lost a lot of HP on Andre, on Mouse.
Yeah.
He was exposed. He lost almost 2,000 HP for no reason whatsoever, I would say there. Also, the reaction of their Mouse tanks after the push from their Clipper started was completely off the charts. They went on a left, the alley of death, instead of focusing fire together with their teammates and annihilating at least the Mouse tanks in the middle. Like, do something. Stefan was on one shot the entire game. Like, you cannot allow that.
Kaizu, Mouse, easy peasy, no problems.
Shoot forward.
I mean, the damage between him and Annihilator, they were just the ones right in the middle of it all. Kaizu even able to block over 2k damage. 3,900 from Niall, 3,700 there from Kaizu, then it drops all the way down to 2,800, so...
I guess he just doesn't like to play Mouse. It's not like he doesn't know how to.
Yeah, I think it's just a comfort pick. He prefers the damage dealers and the rotation ability. He's always in the TVPs, always in the bat chats, you know. But yeah, 1-1 here on Ghost Town. We're going to be going into Runeberg next. Once again, it's going to be Who Cares starting off on the attack. Gohard going to be on the defense. Gohard on the blue side. Who Cares on the red? I probably got that one wrong actually. Gohard on the red side. Sorry. Who Cares on the blue side? And yeah, again, it's still everything to play for. Gohard not so great on Runeberg, so Who Cares might be able to pull out something here. Possibly a 2-0, but it's a bit of a tall order.
I don't think that's going to happen. Like, more likely it can be 1-1 or even 2-0 for Gohard. That's what I'm going for here on this map. 1-1 most probably, because Who Cares still can play their cards well. I've seen them play decently a couple of times, but not the best coordination. That's the problem.
Yeah, their north push very recently on Runeberg did not go well at all when Halo.
Well, they were on TeamSpeak when it happened.
Halo calling out the shots as they were happening.
They're going to be on TeamSpeak today also.
TeamSpeak again today. Yeah, I wonder how interesting their TeamSpeak's going to be today. I wonder what the sound of Gohard's TeamSpeak's going to be like, what the kind of atmosphere is going to be. Kaizu remaining in the lineup here, so no Carry Barry once again, sadly. But yeah, Gohard having to be careful here. They want to still win this one.
Hard brawl setup from Who Cares. We saw 6 single shooter heavies between Russians and Chinese, plus 1 Mouse for an anchor. Probably push through the middle and lower part, and then just YOLO away straight into the enemy's teeth. We'll see is Gohard actually able to stop it, because after you clip out with 50 Bs a bit, it's really hard to deal with these tanks. Ooh, Gohard is actually YOLOing toward the middle, but look at this. Who Cares is allowing this. They are just using a Mouse as a bait. They're actually hoping they will go with a couple of tanks there, and then these I7s might be really, really brutal for them.
Pure Love kind of pushing down the
what
middle
a mind
there,
game.
Taking the bait, and it looks like Gohard are going to take the bait, then Who Cares are going to come out to receive it. Immediately, Gohard start backing off. Failware is the focus target. Oh my god, the focus fire there, fantastic. Failware dropped down to 149 health. Who Cares taking multiple damaged modules in return, but barely any damaging shots coming back into him. Now they're going to focus into Annihilator. This is great play from the single shooters of Who Cares. They baited Gohard. Gohard took that hook line and sinker, and now they're in a bit of trouble right now.
They are trying to do damage on Pure, but he is there exactly to bounce the shells and take the damage instead of other tanks. The cavalry is coming in. I7s are just pushing in. They're gonna do some drive-by shooting, finish off Niall there. They're gonna finish Kaizu next, and the rest of the Gohard really has nothing to do more with this game. Andre and Lucky Blast are coming from the upper part. This is it.
Gohard being completely outdone here. Who Cares on the attack here? They're pushing in. Let's actually listen into the Who Cares TeamSpeak as they try and finish this one off.
Beczka też, dawaj. Kolaps. Patrz potem po beczkę. Potem po Stefan. Patrz, on jest dwa.
Jazda. Stefan one-shot.
Hypa skończy.
Ktoś skończy?
Baczet open, po prawej stronie.
Jadę po Stefana.
Ile jest?
Stefan minus 3.
Skończy Stefana.
Mykam po beczkę.
Dobra. Ja już się obracam na 113.
Skończę bata.
Po niego wiecie.
4 sekundy.
Aj, GG. Easy. I co, dodał czy nie?
Beczka do mnie wali, ej, z akademii.
Aha, bingłem się.
Ja ci... Nie widzę. Całujcie tego. Taylor.
Negatywa. Negatywa chodzi pomóż.
Ja go gonię.
No to już nie. Kingdom się od Safarika.
Nice.
To załóżcie. Dobra. Cóż. Mi kurwa gość jednym strzałem rozwalił ładowniczego i dowódcę. A ja kurwa wygrałem bez...
Ta ostatnia!
Na dobry koniec!
Gohar, who cares TeamSpeak?
Well, they always have a good TeamSpeak, but Gohard here just went for this trap. They ate the whole of it, man. Like, they ate everything Who Cares served them here.
There's a fire being rather sneaky here, moving into a bit in between the buildings. That's just going to drag the match out and prevent Who Cares from getting a quick win. Halu goes over here. Has to be careful he doesn't present a corpse, and then nobody else from his team can get past him.
Who cares? They can just cap.
Yeah, true. They can just put more in the cap, but actually somebody's coming out of the cap to come and deal with Safarchik. So Who Cares can end this one quickly by just putting 3 on the cap rather than try and mess about trying to kill Safarchik here. Nice bait there by Who Cares and Go Hard. I was just saying to Mojo, I've never actually seen that before, where a team's able to draw the attacking team, also the defending team, out of position like that and then just come back and counter them. A very good tactical read.
That's a reaction that Gohard actually did before, so they had something to play upon. Same like on a Ghost Town, both of these tactics were pure counters. So now that Gohard is aware of that, they should really play less, let's say, predictable.
Oh, come on, Who Cares? Just cap this right now. Halu's going to go over, misses his shot. Zafarchik can actually kill him one-on-one now, so that might not be the best idea. Although Zafar does take one in the rear because Halu's going to push him upwards. Actually, that's very, very well done. Now he's going to get sandwiched. Andre and Pure Love should be able to kill him here. Oh my god, guys, where did you learn to shoot? Pushed him on his side now.
School of Ryan. We've seen you shoot, man.
Hey, it's not me. It's the mouse I use. It's hard to aim with sometimes.
Hey, it's always mouse, man. I know.
Yeah,
Bad
it's not
mouse.
me. It's the server connection as well. It must be lag.
Oh, please,
yeah.
please finish off the game, guys. Like, come on.
Halu, please,
Plex.
please, go. Who cares, please? There we go.
Thank you very much.
Pure getting the kill in the end. Well played. Who Cares? Picking up this one 2-1. Can it be 1-1 or is it going to be 2-0? Who Cares on this map?
I'm so ecstatic about this ending. You can see it on my face. Thank you very much for having this wonderful 3 or 4 minutes of our lives. Watching this. Thank you, guys.
Just end the match quickly. Move into the next one. Brilliant damage there from Pure doing 4.7. So I guess I wanted to leave that last kill to him to farm a little bit more damage.
Yeah, almost 5k, okay.
Huge drop down to Halu and then Gremic. Wow.
Well, he actually did survive the push of almost entire Gohard team, so that's fine. And he had some damage blocked, less than I expected actually, because Gohard realized what's going on fast and started running away immediately. Another round of Ruinberg. Now Gohard will be attacking, as far as I know, not defending. So this is a bit wrong, but it will be corrected. So Gohard is attacking now, and Who Cares is defending. And we will see now, can actually Gohard break their camp or whatever they do, decide to do with their defense.
Yeah, Gohard on Runeberg on attack is not too great, and they've only played the map 9 times, 10 times now, and they've only got something like a 20% win ratio, so it's not.
Yeah, losing the defense on Ruinberg is never cool.
Not great at all.
But of course, they can do something to trigger Who Cares. Honestly, in last season, Gohard was playing much better. It's much better how they played it before.
Now, this one, Runeberg, in the past, primarily been a defensive-favoured map. It's a team that a lot of, a map that a lot of teams tended to avoid last season. The meta is constantly changing on it. Who Cares on defense here? Bringing out 2 Super Conquerors. We did used to see the FV215B used a lot in defense, so Who Cares looking like they're wanting to kind of shore up in that small village area and use the gun depression of the Super Conquerors to be able to shoot down into Gohard, perhaps having a read again of what Gohard might be doing and trying to counter it directly.
Yeah, Gohard has a fast attacking setup for I7s plus 3 Bachats. It can be played on a couple of ways. It can be played on both of the caps. One of the ways is to, like, example, push the middle with I7s with Bachats up or down. Or you can do exactly as they are now, just press everyone from the lower side. Pressing everyone from the upper side is really also an option, but super risky one. Anyways, these I7s will cut over the open field. They will go toward the houses because it's hard to shoot them on the way there. And if the Butchers get in position, they may actually annihilate Lucky Blast, who is going in that corner. That would be their prerogative, because he will shoot them in their butts all the time, and he can be a really annoying spotter. So in one moment you can expect these Butchers to charge in and even suicide one of the Butchers just to finish him off, because it is that important.
Go hard, starting off with the triple cap, 30 seconds to go. Who cares? We're going to have to do something in a couple of seconds to start doing resets and start finding shots. We're down to 25 seconds. Who cares? Have to be very careful not to leave this too late. Now, Lucky Blast is in that corner. He's not spotted yet. We're down to 17 seconds. Who cares? If you're going to make your move, you're going to have to make it very soon. There's the shots coming in already here from Go Hard. They are trading shots. Focusing Micmac. Let's listen into the team speak of Go Hard, because this fight is going to be done and dusted pretty quick.
Nie jedzie nam.
Dobra, dawajcie, mamy ich na wieżę.
Coca-Colę można odjebać. Ej,
Ale trzeba zdekapować. Trzeba zdekapować.
Bridge is 1-3.
Control open.
Can we just shoot?
I see one Frenchie KD.
It's a big minus one.
Big Mac is aiming at you. Nie, 15 seconds. I
Good thing to do.
Can just 197 die and that's
can shoot them, listen, I can shoot them in 10. Just shoot
like
each
a 4
other.
second.
Shoot each
I'm
other,
reloading.
guys.
Okay, nigga.
What the fuck? He needs to die. Otherwise I'm dead.
I will go.
I'll kill him now.
One of you guys can go sideways, we still did a lot of damage.
Even if 2i7 will die, but
Light is
please
closer now,
shoot.
nigga, light is closer
Can-
now.
can-
Go,
He's
go,
supposed
go,
to
go
come
behind
in.
the stone, Nile, go behind the stone, nigga, he's here at the light.
I'll go flank here.
Okay,
Comes-
okay.
he comes spot
I'm
you.
not in spot.
Okay, that's good.
I'll go
light
over
don't
here.
work now, right?
Light is here closer, he's not on the zero line anymore.
Yeah, I mean, he still shoot our heavy or not?
No.
He will soon.
I can shoot him in the back soon, wait.
50 big, minus one.
Moscow there.
50 be in the open, I can clip soon.
50 be on the left, -1.
I have 10 seconds.
+2.
Guys, you can shoot 50 big.
Yes,
They will
ten.
shoot
-3, Sainty.
In 5 I can.
Turn to you.
Nice, I see.
Sainty KD.
I can kill this F50B.
You can even go by two budget here if you can right now. If it's possible.
No, I need to be.
One of you
Okay,
can
there.
run or not? Because we can even start first cap.
300 close to me. I'm on reload.
I'm on KD. 28.
No, he picks me. No.
I can shoot him now in a second.
Do I need to come close aggressive or you're fine?
I have 2 shots on me.
Because we don't know, because we not info about it.
Moscow
But you
there.
will die if they will turn to you just.
Yeah, I'm fine here, I'm fine.
I'm not aiming him anymore, he's got it.
This guy's here.
I'm reloading.
Follow me.
I will run in a second. I have to run.
Guys are looking at maybe 2 guys at least.
But if we can do something, it's better just stay in the cap than going to the fontaine. You can't even run now.
I can.
Do it, guys. You can.
But I thought you were gonna win the fucking fight here.
Like, no, of course, no.
Even though I killed 2 things for free.
One
Yeah.
of us have ship positions. I can shoot him also a second man.
We can just go and start 2 plus cap.
Ah, this guy's here, of course.
While Nile stay on the second, we can start.
I'll die very soon when the light just goes
Yeah, of
behind
course, but. Oh, perfect. That's просто enable.
What tank is it on zero line, Kaiser?
Super Conqueror, 1 shot. 10 is
I
man.
can
There's
maybe
Stefan can
kill
go
him,
here,
I
yeah,
can
they can stay on the cap, for example.
You can finish me next shot.
Or I can go
Oh
to
wait,
A7.
I can try to kill him from here.
Davai, do it now fast.
No, I can't.
I'm spotted. Light's probably gonna shoot me in the back. Light's still on the 0 here.
I'm reloading.
I'll try and spot him, only chance we have. I'll try and finish him. Can you aim for me, guys?
I'm reloading.
Aim to the middle. I can't aim you now, Kaiser, because it's trouble.
No, I'm dead now.
He shot? I can maybe kill him.
I have 15 seconds because of contact.
Nice.
Let me stop.
Light's 1 shot.
They got 2 1 shots.
I have 8 seconds. I can.
I'll die to the Conqueror.
Go for it. Go
Okay.
for it. Mouse and. I can
That's
maybe kill the
nice.
mouse. I can maybe kill the mouse.
On the track. Can you just right now go into the
Good
cap?
one.
The light is 1 shot. I think he'll come here.
Oh fuck, he snipes me.
Мы когда на первой стояли, там было что-то вроде 70 захвата, да?
Это не на первой базе захватом.
На первой?
На второй.
Well, Mojo, some atrocious shooting there, wasn't there?
That was really horrible to watch, honestly. Like, Kaizu did a good clip from the middle, then he was spotted driving on A-line. He was spotted in his butt shot, and Senti turned his butt to him. Okay, he was clipping. Then instead of running away toward the city, where the butt shot cannot actually clip him, he turns in spot and starts running over the open field, so Kaizu just has a better aim to finish him off. And to make it worse, then Lucky Blast doesn't push the I-7 fast enough. Then Halu misses a super safe one shot on a butt shot approaching, and Kaizu just has, okay, I have one shell to make, I'm gonna kill him. Fortunately for them, Gohard was already on low enough HP, so they could actually close the round and win with 3-1. Otherwise, I don't know, man. How many gifts can you get in one game and still survive?
Maybe Who Cares just heard me mentally and says, okay, boys, let's win this one 2-0. I don't know.
Honestly, they don't deserve it.
The shooting was pretty terrible. I mean, like we said, Kaizu was shooting from the middle of the road. Somebody should have been said, Kaizu's shooting from the town, and then Kaizu's behind them, so then...
He was spotted.
To Senti, that should have been like, okay, that batch has moved. Everyone else was accounted for at that stage, so drive into the town to be safe, and he goes across the field.
He would take 2
we were
shots
just
from
sitting watching
heavies.
it going, he's going to go down. He kind of deserves to go down for this.
He would take 2 shots from heavies for running away to the city. He would be on 50% HP, and he would be perfectly safe.
Yeah. But Kaizu, fair plays from him, and like he said, when he was stuck behind that fountain, I thought you guys were going to win the fight, and they didn't. They left him and just kind of like said, well, sorry mate, you're stuck there to
I'm
die.
really surprised he actually managed to survive on that one shot and kill a Super Conqueror. But interesting thing for this map was for us, we saw Super Conquerors in defensive side. This is really good because with that new -10 gun depression, they're actually useful tanks for
Great
that.
for shooting down
It's really hard to pen their turrets, and actually the only way you can really annoy them, I noticed I played 1 or 2 games today, if someone spams your turret with HE. Like you lose a...
Start losing your
crew members all the time. Like, most weirdly, you lose a driver.
That is strange.
You lose the driver or gunner.
Okay.
It's like, I remember, I used the medic and next shot immediately took him down. So after 90 seconds, I use medic and next shot immediately takes first crew member down. Like, what?
Usually with the British tanks, is like one side is the driver, the other side is where they store all the ammunition. So that's how the mediums always get such a raw deal all the time, getting shot frontally and getting ammo racked all the time. But they have a weird way of storing the ammo on British tanks. It's almost like they just tape it to the outside of it. Now going in here to Prokhorovka. Who Cares could potentially win it on this map. I'm wondering what the atmosphere is going to be like in in Gohard after that, because that was a tough one to lose. That one was a frustrating one to lose there.
Well,
multiple IS-7s, multiple bat chats from both teams. It is Who Cares on the attack, bringing the extra... No,
it's a
both,
coffee pasta
both.
setup. It's same 5 I7s, 2 batchats. It's a middle brawl setup. We've seen Gohard played it yesterday also against Kazna. We know Who Cares is not really shy when it comes to the middle fight. If they manage to keep 1-1 scenario till the end, they will actually have their game, and they will top Savage Squad, and Savage Squad will be 8th, and Who Cares will be the first one. But we've seen Who Cares. We heard the Who Cares throw the games like this. They had a 3-0 lead, I believe, against Ding, and it still didn't work out, and so on. So we need to see how will they actually play it out till the end.
Who Cares setting up to go down the 1-2 line. Gohard going to push up here into the middle. Some of them have been spotted by the scouting rung of Senti. Lucky Blast pulling away here, and interesting here from Who Cares if they can pull this off.
Well, they're doing the paint train along the forest. There is really no one who can actually stop them. They're not even spotted yet. Lucky Blast is running away, but that can mean a whole lot of things. And Gohard should at least guess if he's running on that side. The majority of tanks should be there.
Gohard thinking to himself, okay, boys, where are they? The other thing that Who Cares have to worry about here is they have no idea if Kaizu or Failware are up at, D1, E1
This is
area.
something also played. This is also something played that Gohard is doing when they are keeping those 2 budgets really close to I7s, so they can just snap up when the shootout starts and, go and clip up the heavies from the close proximity.
Now that no one's spotted in the rails, they know to get over those rails and get into safety over the rails and play hull down. They would all be lit up if somebody was up on the hill. Gohard have been able to suss out what Who Cares are doing, There is Pure getting spotted out. There is some IS-7s being spotted out coming across the middle here. That's pretty much given up the plan for Who Cares now.
I think they will leave 2 I-7s behind anyway. Yeah, there, Zafarchik and Coca-Cola, because you need to control that #1 cap. Because if Who Cares puts their I-7s in the cap for free, it's super hard to reset them then. It's really hard. Coca-Cola is already taking some damage, Zafarchik also, so I believe that's a bit sluggish reaction from them to go in a hold down there. But at least now they're absolutely sure what is Who Cares reaction. Now, if they were paying attention on the class and watching the Who Cares matches, they will know that probably the next reaction from Who Cares is to push the F line. They will probably leave one guy up on like A, and everyone else will push the F line to try to make a huge pressure and kill those 2 I-7s. But that was done before. Maybe Who Cares has some kind of other agenda and another kind of plan here. But in this disposition, what Gohar has at the moment, this would be best.
Kaizo immediately turning around when they realise no one's up on the hill or down in that area. Failure continues down. He's going to take south position on the rails. Kaizo's going to head up to take north position in support of Zafarchik. Who Cares on the attack here? They have to do something. They have to either capture one of the bases, one of the circle bases, 1 or 2, or they have to kill everyone in Gohard. That's going to be a bit of a hard position because Gohard are in a very, very strong defensive position. And Who Cares are going to have a bit of a job shifting them out. Okay, Gohard have taken some damage on Coca-Collapse and on Zafarchik already. Looks like Who Cares are starting to gather up and push over into the middle here. And this is interesting for this matchup here because they're going to continue to push into Gohard. Kaizo now taking some damage, and yet Who Cares really to take any real damage back in return? They're taking consideration and control here over base 1, Mojo.
Yeah, they're really playing aggressive here, so they will try to overmatch. Then there you go, Mikmek is peeking over just to make sure that Lucky Blast doesn't take the full brunt of damage here, so they can delete the Coca-Collapse. But he is tracked, he took so much damage, surviving really luckily here. Senti is also really on low HP here. Zafar needs to fall. Too much damage is taken here by Who Cares to make this really profitable.
This kind of goes back to what we were saying earlier on, Mojo. They don't just seem to have the focus fire working out quite in their favour. Gohard have lost 2 tanks, an IS-7 and a Batchat. Who Cares in return have lost an IS-7 and a Batchat, but Gohard now have the HP advantage. But Zafarchik taking 2 hits there, being set on fire, is going to survive on a sliver of health at the end of this, and now he's down to a 1-shot. Anybody else can pick him up.
Anyone can pick him up, even HE Shell will do now, it doesn't really matter. 100 health, and there we go, 4 tanks to Gohard alive against 5 against Who Cares. Now that's the difference that is really important now. Also, the only guy that can change something significant in this game at the moment, I think, is Kaizo. Kaizo has 3 shells only, but he's the only guy who can play full rotations. The problem is he's now stuck on A line. If he abandons it, none of the tanks of the Gohard actually do have a potential to do a counter push without him. And there you go, they're massing the forces, they're going in, and it will all be about to shoot out.
Gohard grouping up their IS-7 is trying to focus down Halu's getting shot in the back from Kaizo. There has good use of Kaizo's remaining shells. Halu's still surviving ever so slightly. He gets over that rail to give him a bit of protection against Kaizo. Annihilator, Negative, and Stefan going to continue to push in, try and get something on the cap circle. It's Negative who finally drops Halu. Gremic being focused by these 3 IS-7s, but Pure Love is coming up in the middle to try and get shots as well. He's trying to hold it off for Negative, try and get him out of the game. 488, not quite enough to kill him. Annihilator's now the one with all the HP, but there's only 3 tanks of Gohard left against 4 of Who Cares. Who Cares need to get their guns in line here and start actually doing damage on single tanks.
Nile is on a lot of HP, that will not work against 3 tanks who can shoot him. Let us remind ourselves, Senti is on reload. Kaizo will come out to the reload soon, and if he doesn't make that clip work magnificently, this game will be absolutely lost for Gohard, and Who Cares will be on a match point.
Annihilator getting the kill on Gremic. It's going to be Pure and Andre trying to kill out Annihilator. Kaizo, like you said, Mojo, could be the man of the moment here. Now he's on reload. How long can Annihilator survive here against Pure? He goes down, Andre picking up the triple kill. It's 3 guns now against the one of Kaizo, who is a little bit in trouble, shall we say.
Kaizo is chased here by Senti. Senti knows he has no clip, and he will just close in and finish him up. Like, maybe he will miss 1 or 2 shots, but it will not change the fact that Gohard is losing this round and this match at the moment by far, and it is 4-1. Who cares? Who would actually expect something like this?
Yeah, Who Cares? Wow. With their eye on the extra prize money, and Gohard, like we said at the start, not a lot to play for. Well, nothing to play for other than Pride really at the moment, and just trying to find that motivation.
Pride should be more than enough.
Trying to find that motivation is yeah, Especially now that Who Cares are on match point. Again, if Who Cares lose this, then it's exactly what's happened all season. They're in a situation where they can close out a match, get a clean win. Right now, even then, I mean, the way it's been playing right now, it'd be hard to take a bet on Who Cares winning 5-1 right now. Because in the past, they have lost so many situations that have been in the lead, where they've been strongly in the lead and then blown it, basically. But we're going to have round 2 here on Prokhorovka. It's now going to be Who Cares on defense. It's going to be Gohard on the attack. Who Cares have the advantage now. They can just sit back. There's no need for them to push out here into Gohard. They have the time on their favour. Gohard have to make the play. Gohard have to either kill everyone of Who Cares or cap. Who Cares can either kill everyone of Gohard or just run the clock down. And I can guarantee you, if Who Cares are being smart here, they'll try and run this clock down as best as they can.
Who Cares now has the same points already as Savage Squad, and they have same victory and loss.
Yeah, it goes
differential
complicated
between them. It's like 5-4 in one game, 5-4 for Savage Squad. So honestly, it would be easiest for all of us if they just take another point at this moment. True. Otherwise, it's going to be a lot of calculations who is 7 and 8, because I don't know what are the parameters after that one.
It comes down to rounds or something like I had the thing printed out yesterday, but it's sitting on my desk. So after the head-to-head will be equal between Who Cares and Savage Squad, because each of them have won a tiebreaker against each other. So then it comes down to wins or something else like that. I honestly can't remember the exacts, but any player watching this right now who's not participating, I'm sure, for example, Raven, will be able to say exactly what it is, because he was on point with us when we made the whoopsie yesterday about relegation. But anyway, that's there. This is now Gohard on the attack, Who Cares on the defense. Gohard bringing out an STRV, multiple 5As. Who Cares going with pretty much the exact same lineup they just took. And Who Cares are pushing up into Gohard with this as well.
There we go. VZs. That's something that Gohard really likes to play from this side. And now we have a Nile on STRV. That's a bit of a difference in their kind of plans. Maybe because what Kazna played, if you remember. And Who Cares plays just 5 I7s and 2 Bachats. And they're playing stick-together team.
Initial peaks come up here in the middle, no one connecting with their shots. We've seen so many times this happen with teams, and someone ends up taking 3 or 2 shots in that initial peak. Now, Gohard holding their tanks down in his bottom left-hand corner, Mojo. They spotted out Senti, Lucky Blast, Grimic coming up behind him. Andrew's in their support as well. This push from Who Cares is probably going to just go nowhere, because Gohard are set up to defend it. You have Annihilator, you have 2 Batchats there, and these tanks of Who Cares are going to get pummeled for this. There's no counterfire coming out. Gohard now focusing into Grimic. They can still see Senti and Lucky Blast focused here. Grimic down. Now they're going to turn the attention into these other tanks, and well, this is a terrible start here for Who Cares, but Annihilator does get spotted, and they try and return fire back here on Annihilator. If they can drop the STRV, that would bring things back equally, but Lucky Blast is about to run out of ammo, and he's been focused as well.
Wow, Halo dropped now, Coca collapsed. Finally, the I7s are pushing in. They should be able to focus Zafar now. This is not done game yet. Everything is still an option, because STRV is a bit back now. Also, Kaizu and Failware are reloading, but they will be out of the reload soon. And then another rain of hell will come upon Who Cares. I don't think they can come out of this
needs
one.
to move himself from that area, because Kaizu and Stefan can get shots into him. It is Failware that picks him up. These tanks from Who Cares need to use the terrain to their advantage. Stefan is at the far side on the rails. Kaizu's up in the middle, and Who Cares have to just manage their HP. Senti taking a lot of damage here for peeking over. Annihilator still surviving. They're going to try and focus into negative. I don't think Who Cares have enough HP to be able to make this fight work, because Stefan still has all his HP. He's not been in the fight. He's been on the other side. How quickly can he drop Failware? He goes in for Ram and Senti, barely does any damage. Micmac picks up the double kill. Now, Who Cares have to get themselves safe here if they want to be able to survive this, but I really don't think that's going to happen.
They can't, because Kaizu and Stefan are full HP, so when they come, this game is pretty much over, and Negative will already damage Micmac, who is alone. So, this game is done, and it's really hard to move a tank like Halo when you're checked, Ryan. You sit in the open field and there is 3 guys tracking you constantly, that's where you stay. Negative will fall in any second here when Micmac fires a shell, but never mind, the cavalry is here, so even that is not going to happen.
Even with it being hard, Mojo, it's still really important that he moves from that area. But, you know, that was him taking shots.
Pedal faster, man.
Up on the ridge line, he should have known that sitting up on the ridge line initially was not the great place to go, but Who Cares almost making it work. They just took too long to take down those Gohard tanks in that bomb corner. The fact that Stefan wasn't with the rest of the group and Kaizu was able to wrap around and just provide a crossfire, it was quite devastating for Who Cares when he tried to finally drop Annihilator. Coming out top damage there, 4.2k above negative, then dropping all the way down to 2.7 for the next damage. So a bit of a farm there for Annihilator.
Yeah, I just don't understand that kind of push by Who Cares. If they wanted to push Forest, why didn't Gremek sit behind I7 all the time and drive behind I7 until everything else was spotted? Like you saw how the train is done. You put an I7, 2 butchers directly, like bumper to bumper, you go, and then you disperse when you have already what to shoot. Like Gremek was just shooting, driving alone there. Make himself really easy target.
Yeah, I mean they're going to split off and start shooting Gremek, drop him as quick as possible. Now we're going to go into mines. Who Cares once again on the attack to start off with. Gohard going to be on the defense. Match point still here with Who Cares. They can still win this match, but at the same time they can still let Gohard come into it. There's no way to know how this one's going to go right now. It should be Who Cares, but Gohard can easily take mines 2-0.
Yeah, they can, and they can come in tiebreaker and play Himmelsdorf, and they can still win the match. We've said already, Who Cares is known to kind of throw a lot of games, and if they actually win this one without a tiebreaker, this will be a first game where they are taking the 3 points in entire season.
Clean 3 points in the last match.
All of the points they've taken so far were from the tiebreaker, wins or losses. More losses.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy for them here. Not easy at all. Now, on the defense from Gohard, the interesting thing is, are we going to get a patient play from Gohard? Are we going to get a Gohard team that's going to sit back and let them come at them? Or are we going to get an aggressive lineup here from Gohard? It looks to be a kind of standardized defensive lineup here from Gohard. No, actually, Gohard are going super mobile on their defense, and it's Who Cares, actually, Mojo, that look like they have got the... That can't be right. That can't be right, actually. That's got to be the other way around, surely. That makes no sense to take all those tanks on attack. You're not going to take an E3, you're not going to take an E4, you're not going to take an AMX 50B. So I think that was Gohard's lineup. Yes, it was. And Who Cares? Oh, wait a minute, no. What? I was pretty sure Who Cares were attacking for this one.
No. Who Cares is defending, I told you that on the start, but Pure is on mouse, 2 I7, 50B, Andre E3, E4, Butchat and T100. What you usually see is T100 spotting the island and Butchat spotting before, but this is really, really sloppy shooting by Who Cares. Almost entire team of Butchat is here upon them, and they didn't even hit anyone except Kaizu. Like, that's super, super bad. If they don't actually... And I don't think they can actually even master their forces and attack properly now on the hill. Not with these 3 Butchats in the water.
A lucky blast, and the minute somebody gets an angle from him on the center area, he's going to go down. There's the shots already coming in. Annihilator has shots on him. He's dead completely. Kaizu is able to pick him off, and Who Cares have already lost the positional play completely on that 1-2 line. These 3 tanks from Gohard now are going to peek over the 2 line and just start shooting at the tanks of Who Cares. They're going to have to push up into the middle to do something here. Annihilator and Coca-Collapse in that position with an IS-7 and a Super Conqueror should be able to take a lot of shots. Well, Coca-Collapse runs away interesting way there.
Well, Senti's taking a lot of damage for this pleasure. Coca-Collapse had to fall down because he tried to go up and prevent the push on a hill, but he would be annihilated in that one. But look at the damage Halu is now taking from negative, from top of hill. He's even set on fire. This is not going to end well for Who Cares, but they really deserve it for not connecting those shots on the Butchats crossing in the water.
This is absolute chaotic. So many times fights for Gohard end up being here on the hill. Annihilator picks up Pure. Micmac is now going to be the next tank focused round. Senti and Halu are going to try and come in off reload, but Senti's only one reloaded. Halu's not reloaded. Gremek's taking damage trying to come round here to get a kill on Failware hiding round the corner. Okay, he will get the kill, but look how much damage he bleeds for that, and he then gets dropped in return by Stefan for it. Desperation move just to try and get some damage on the board. Now, Senti is going to get dropped by Zafarchik. If Zafarchik's able to survive here in this situation, coming off reload, Senti actually gets the kill on Zafarchik. It's a sloppy end to a match here. Halu now taking damage from Annihilator as he tries to run in and do damage, but he's going to get picked off. Annihilator's just going to turn his guns round into Andrew. Only 2 tanks left here for Gohard, for Who Cares. 4 tanks left here for Gohard. And Gohard going to come back into this one 4-3. Who Cares? What is it with you guys in finishing matches?
I have no idea whatsoever. Like with this 1 point, as I said, they have the same points as Savage Squad, but it will be up to admins to actually see to the depth who is above which one, because they have same rounds, like 5-4 in first match, 4-5 in second match. So we have no bloody idea who will come on top if Who Cares actually loses this match now.
If they do it. If they do it. Confidence, Mojo. We can do it. Come on.
Yeah,
who cares?
confidence
You can
after
do
this
it.
kind of round where you had an enemy that you were waiting for and you missed every shot possible, that you will now go and take a attack on mines and finish it and not go to Himmelsdorf where I even don't know who will pick the side. You want to bet or something?
Let's go for it. I'm going to bet that who cares does this.
Okay, and what's the bet for?
Bowtie bet.
Okay.
Bowtie bet. Okay.
For playoffs.
Okay. Let's do this, who cares? Let's make it interesting. Let's make it spicy. Oh, this could go either way. This is the most unsure bet I think I've ever taken. Considering how they're playing, considering the fact that they're known to throw leads and then lose tiebreakers. Just wanted to kind of make it excitement, Mojo. Wanted to get a smile on your face. Now, Mojo's like,
that day
so many different bow ties I can be going for.
I don't mind that, but you're gonna get a really special one because you're losing this anyways.
Oh, well, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Now, who cares? Like you said, going to be on attack. It's going to be Gohard, going to be on the defense. I think who cares are going to pull out a miraculous win here. It's going to be fantastic. The lineup is going to look absolutely outstanding, to be honest. I think Gohard's defense is going to look really terrible.
Well, you wish probably. Let's see the lineup of Gohard.
Oh, look at that from Gohard. That's terrible. Terrible.
Super Conqueror, a light tank, 3 i7s, 2 Bachats. This is a lineup that Gohard had yesterday for the late push on a hill.
They have no chance here. No chance with that lineup, Mojo.
It's a really strong lineup, actually, once you think of it.
Who cares? Taking a very kind of aggressive lineup here, actually.
With 2 mouses, yeah.
2 mouses,
super aggressive.
Yeah.
Super aggressive.
Who cares? Also taking a gorilla here, going up onto the 1-2 line. So it looks like they're kind of perhaps reading something that Gohard might be doing. Gohard going to push into the hill area, but then they're not going to stop. Halu and Gremic already going to be spotted. There could be shots coming out. Halu just destroying that wreckage over there. Kaizu aiming into that area. Annihilator and Coca-Cola preparing to aim into that area. And while Gohard, Failware already wrapping all the way around the village. Who cares? They're going to try and set up something here in the cap circle, try and force Gohard to drive into their guns, but it's not a great start when you have your gorilla already being spotted and shot at.
I mean, this kind of setup they have, it's really easy to counter that gorilla on the island. This is really predictable play that who cares is doing at the moment, and I don't really like it. Also, don't forget, we have S-Conqueror where Nile is, and we have Stefan in the back, so Nile has -10 gun depression. He can peek better on these i7s, shoot them from above, and Stefan can be semi-hull down from the distance with that accurate gun. So if everything comes to the problems, then Kaizu will have to go and Coca-Cola will have to go. Now Failware knows where the tanks in the back, and that part of the map is off the limits for them, so they will just pressure.
Big shot there into Coca-Cola. Triple cap being started. Reset coming there from Kaizu. They get the shots into the back tanks, which is vital important. Still 25 seconds. Gohard are going to have to keep peeking up over the middle. Now Senti and Halu are the only tanks that can get shots here. Senti has 2 shots. Micmac gets dropped by Safarchik. Safarchik is able to get over if no connections come back into him. Annihilator took damage for the peak. So did Coca-Cola. So did Kaizu. But Stefan is the one here that continued to do damage. Andre's about to be dropped in his mouse. Then it's only Gremic hiding behind him. Gohard, rightly so, are going to turn around and try and get shots into the tanks on the other side because they want to take control. 7 tanks available here to who cares is 5, and who cares, you can still do this. You can still not have me wear a bow tie, but I really don't think it's going to happen, and we're going to get back to the situation of who cares blowing a lead and not being able to close a match out.
You know, we didn't even specify what kind of a bow tie, so I'm thinking a lot of different options here now.
Well, you know, as long as it's okay with the stream, Mojo, you know, as long as it's PC and it's, you know, child-friendly, shall we say, then the world is your oyster. I will not wear anything, though, that is made of animals, so nothing that is like a raw meat bow tie, and I refuse to wear anything that has flashing lights as well, because that's going to distract from the stream. Outside of that...
It's going to have your mouse look prettier, so it's okay.
Considering what you and Daki have worn in the past, I think, you know, it's going to be quite impressive to try and top those things, but you have a week to prepare for it.
Yeah, no problem, man. I see you have a lot of faith in who cares now because they are losing HP all over the place. They have, again, that one tank capping, but that can be dealt with rather easily. That's why Gohard is just focusing on killing the tanks, so once they start the final push, they just finish the game in one go. Pure cannot be killed that easily here now, but they're finding an angle, and one HE shell or a backshot by negative will deal with him. The next on the line will have to come arrested here.
Who cares? going with, oh, actually 14 seconds on the cap, having to come in last second there. Kaizu and Zafarchik. Kaizu going super aggressive for this. Zafarchik did get a reset, so there's no real need for Kaizu to come down like this. Halo trying to get shot from the grill there. Takes what, 5:15 into the face. Zafarchik going to peek over again, get one into Gremic. Gremic getting one into Kaizu. Halo just stuck behind that rock, but look at this. Who cares? Just continuing to bleed damage. Gremic with a dead loader is going to perhaps pick off Kaizu here. Nope, Zafarchik with the save, picking up a double kill. Gohard still yet to lose a tank. It couldn't be a better situation for them, as Who Cares once again throw a situation where they should have won a match and let the other team come back into tiebreaker, and more likely the other team is then going to win this tiebreaker.
Yeah, that's usually how the cookie crumbles here, but it was a good play by Kaizu Zanfar, because when you're that high on a cap, like 12, 13, 14 seconds, you don't want to rely on only one guy decapping. That's why they dropped in the same time, so if one missed, and Kaizu did miss, the other would still get it. 4-4 here, Himmelsdorf coming next as a tiebreaker map of a day. We thought this will be a quick victory for Gohard. It is not so. They were actually 4-1 down to Who Cares, but again, that, as Ryan said, that closing round, always that closing round is something that they just don't have a strength to do.
It's really bad, actually, because it's usually always from a 4-2 situation as well. So it's always like 3 straight rounds in a row that they lose. Super Conqueror coming out on top here. The times that we have seen the Super Conqueror being picked up and used, it is proving to be damn well effective.
It's
and
a
a good
specific
pick.
vehicle that can be used on several maps, not everywhere. It's not fast enough to go on any map like Prokhorovka. You would need to really work a lot to get in there. And still, he would be very fragile from the sides. But in these kind of situations where you can control where will the turret show up, then it's a usable tank. But we have a confirmation that Gohard is picking the side here. And yeah, of course, it's going to be a defense.
Side.
And we've seen how Gohard defense Himmelsdorf is going to be super duper heavy with probably 1-1-3 Stefan.
For those not familiar, why is it usually always expected that tiebreaker, whoever gets to decide tiebreaker will take the defensive side?
Well, because then you don't have to think about... You have a goal here in the game to kill the enemy or cap, right? So when you're defending, you at least don't have to worry about one of those two. You don't have to worry about the time. Time is your friend. So you work just on killing the enemy, and that's it.
You can sit back, you can dictate the plays, basically, and then... It's only when you start, like, if you lose an initial tank, things become problematic, because then the attacking team can potentially dictate things. But when you're in this situation, you're going to play it cautiously, aren't you?
Yeah, most of the times, actually, the plays are dictated by attacker, but defender can always sit back and do the damage while they're approaching. That's the first premise. And there we go, a turtle from Gohard as we expected, bunch of Type 5s, 2 tank destroyers, plus Stefan on 1-1-3.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting match-off between these two teams because, well, both of them are not exactly fantastic in Himmelsdorf. Gohard actually doing much better on attack than they do in defense, but Who Cares not having a good track record at all in Himmelsdorf. So going on past performances, you would favour Gohard in this situation. But, you know, it could be different.
I think they were expecting this. They have this big mouse setup here on Who Cares, 2 of them, plus Gremek on Type 5 and rotational force, 2 1-1-3s, Sentient 50p and Halo on that Bachat. So they're gonna try to apply some damage from the rail, maybe on Stefan while he's passing. Nice connection on failware. They were expecting this because this is the play that Gohard does, but that's only one shell on failware, and that's it. Senti actually took much more back because these tanks do damage all the time. HE does damage.
HE does damage. Daki will always tell everyone that.
Stefan is getting down to the lower part of the rail safely. Zafar is going on his position E1, F1 to cover him. Then we will have Coca-Cola in the rail, who will snipe with his TD there. And then we will have still a Nile watching over the 3 lines so they don't sneak up. So this is a really super hard turtle. Of course, it can be beaten, but it's really hard. It's really hard to deal with those 2 Type 5s where failure and negative are, plus then the TDs that will already be waiting.
Who Cares here had the potential to win this one, even if they win it on tiebreaker. Actually, if they win it on tiebreaker...
They're winning, they're cool.
If they win it on tiebreaker.
They will have point
They
above.
go above Savage Squad, yeah. They need to win. If they lose, then it becomes confusing and everyone's got to check into admin-wise. Doesn't make a difference for Gohard. They pick up a point regardless now, but it won't change their league position because they're 4 points behind Utopia. Now, who cares? It's all for you to do, basically. Gohard are not going to make it easy for you. Gohard were down at the start. They've came back into this one. They're showing everyone that they do have the capability to come back into it when things are down. Like we said, you had to dig down and find that motivation. It looks like they have done so. Kaizu playing as hard as he can, actually, to turn things around. That Batchat play on Runeberg, for example, like, you know, not his fault whatsoever. He did the right things there, and just his team pulled out the other way and just kind of left him hung out to dry.
Negative and Failware waiting for their victims here. This is going to be a longer round, so prepare for it, brace for it, everyone, because for anything to work here, who cares, will have only one go.
Just thinking as well, Mojo, it's Himmelsdorf, and normally you would see Karibari come in for Kaizu, but Kaizu's playing the TD.
Yeah, but we've seen today Kaizu playing mouse also, and he did well. So I guess they're starting their preparations if they manage to pass the playoffs, where someone will actually have to play all the time and all the tanks.
And Gohard having to just sit back and watch the next match of the day to see who they actually going to play in playoffs. Could be one of 3 different teams. It's crazy how many things this last match can affect between Oops and Utopia.
Okay, this is going to be a super hardcore rush here by Who Cares. I mean, rush, if you can say with those tanks. They are going to try to approach as close as they can with heavies toward the 3 line and then push down on Stefan with some faster tanks. But Gohard has still a lot to say about that. They will probably rotate some of the tanks back. The only thing they have as an advantage is Senti is watching over the middle, and he will say if the Type 5s are coming back. And if they are not, if they are that far away, that means they have 2 tanks out of the fight completely, and at the moment they have 3 tanks out of the fight because Kaizu is still there.
There's Negative making the move. Senti gets a shot across and connects in with him. Lucky Blast and Pure going to have to start dodging some shots at the moment. Failware is starting to move back, but he's going as far back along the A-line as he can, as close to the top, perhaps not seeing if he gets spotted. Might be okay there as he crawls back, so they're only going to be able to spot 1 Type 5 going back here. As the rest of the tanks from Who Cares now push up into middle. They're going to go up the 5 road. Because they cut across, they do see Failware. They can get some shots into him, but he might have just got himself safe. He's going to stop on the edge, actually, yeah.
This is the little gaps you could use even before. Even in tier 8 with T32, you could find an angles to shoot like this when you angle it properly. But what they did so far is to manage to split off the forces of Gohard. So it's not anymore 2 Type 5s up. That's a smart play here coming in from Who Cares, actually. It's now only Failware plus Kaizu. And the rest of the tanks from Gohard are on the other side of the map. That's a good play. That's something that we actually seen even Savage Squad do.
Ooh, nice connection there from Negative. 599, but takes 424 back in return. Negative there, just having to be careful that nobody else peeks now. Annihilator wants to peek around where Negative was. Senti taking damage that he doesn't need to take there, but he had to weather a shot there, it looks like from Kaizu in that E3 position that was covering the angle for Senti to move across. And now Failware could be stuck between 2 different angles here.
Gremic is closing over the open field now. They're trying to hold off Negative, and they're trying to do damage there. Failware, will he pen this shot? And yes, he does!
Massive hit there from Failware into the Batchat of Senti. Senti's going to also like the Batchat of Halu. Halu does get a killing shot on Failware there, but took a massive amount of damage. Forced to start things off for that.
It was really worth it, actually, because they deleted that Type 5. So yes, Halu is on 1 shot, but he can still make a cap pressure, and he can still do the clip in the side of those TDs. But everyone else is bleeding damage also, so that's the biggest problem. There is so many tanks on low HP from Who Cares, but this is not decided because they have good position. Stefan, he's the biggest problem for them.
Stefan now all the way around behind Who Cares. He can start picking out his tank, and he's picking out his shots and forcing tanks of Who Cares to turn around. Who Cares initially got himself into a good position here, Mojo, but like you said, they've taken too much damage for it. Now Gohard can start pushing into them, start using the HP and the armor that they have to start dictating who gets hit first. Who Cares cannot take hits from these big guns that are going to be shooting back into. Micmac set on fire from that shot there as he's pushing round here with Andre. And look at this, Stefan from the back lines, like we said. He's going to be an absolute pain in the rear end for Who Cares here.
Yeah, this is pretty much a done game. The only mistake I can see in their gameplay is not playing with Stefan. I mean, not leaving anyone to monitor that back where Stefan is. This is the most obvious reaction that Gohard could have, and it's happening right now. I think this is pretty much done game. Gohard will take the victory here, and Who Cares will have to pray for what admins have to say. Who is the, who is the 7th and who is the 8th.
Unbelievable, to be honest, that Who Cares can once again be leading a match, a
4-1.
comfortable lead, and then throwing it big time and allow another team to come back into it. Fair play to Gohard for sticking into this, but let's be honest. I mean, if there's any team that you had the potential to come back against when they were leading you 4-something, it is going to be against Who Cares. Because I don't know. We asked this in the interview yesterday. We said, how come you can't close out matches? And the reply was, I don't know. Maybe it's like a pressure thing. Maybe they just lose all composure. I don't know. Who cares, Mojo? Who cares?
Well, they should care.
They should care. They should care. But Gohard picking up their last match of the season with a 5-4 win. This means Who Cares gets a point. This means Who Cares now tied with Savage Squads at the bottom of the table. Annihilator coming out top damager. He kind of stepped up during this match right now and becoming top damage for Gohard. And what looked like it should have been a quick win was dragged out into a tiebreaker.
I really don't know now what's going to happen with those points. I mean, it's all about money now. We said that already, so that's the only difference that's going to happen. Gohard taking their prideful victory even after being 1-4 down. So they can be actually happy with it, how it turned out. It really started horrendous for them, but they came through and they came back to the match.
Well played, Niall. Well played. Well played, laddie.
29k damage.
Beast. He was in the big hitters. Super Conqueror as well, farming a lot of damage.
29k damage. That's a lot, man. Yesterday
then
when Kazna played against Gohard, Isne had 19k damage in all total. This is 10,000 more.
Well, yeah, that's
holy nice play now.
Big hits coming in from him. Stefan, Kaizu coming in 5th place there in damage. So it's Pure and Halu. Close but no cigar for Who Cares. Once again, matches slipping out of their grasp, and kind of
29k.
Kind of example as to a good example of why Who Cares have just never been able to really progress this season. Always picking up points from tiebreakers because they're just never able to win a match when they have a lead. We've seen it against so many different teams this season. It's really frustrating to watch. Gohard coming out with more kills, more damage, assists coming out. From Gohard, damage blocked being higher from Who Cares in that situation, but I mean, it's hard to kind of tell a story from the stats here, from the match performance of the teams. It was, as we said, Who Cares with an advantage that they lost. Gohard came back right into it, and it was more really Gohard coming back into it through Who Cares misplays rather than exceptional plays or tactical reads from Gohard. The best tactical read of the match probably was actually Who Cares being able to bait Gohard on Runeberg.
Yeah, but that was like good counter plays, and it's not the only one they had. They had it also on a Ghost Town, as you remember. But Who Cares had 2 tiebreaker wins in entire season and 4 tiebreak losses. And in most of those losses, they had actually had a lead.
A good lead, yeah, unfortunately. Well, we're going to have a look at the standings now. Once again, as I said, you have this tie at the bottom between Savage Squad and Who Cares, both on 18 points, although Who Cares have managed to play 15 matches, so they have been very lucky and able to do so.
I'm pretty sure they both have 14, but that's going to be corrected in due time. Suba sitting safe with 12 points. Gohard is moving closer to Utopia, but this was their last played match, so they cannot influence any of positions. We already said that. And all it leaves to us is to wait now for Oops to play against Utopia. That's going to decide pretty much everything for number 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah, it's going to decide positioning of 2, 3, 4. It's going to decide who plays each other in playoffs. It also then decides, I believe, who or not. I can't quite remember the rulebook, so actually we're not going to talk about that because I'm not going to talk about something I'm not sure about. It does decide who's going to play in playoffs, and then later on from that we'll be able to perhaps know what happens with the LAN finals as well.
Oh, we already said it yesterday.
So there is a third place match, a match between the playoff teams, winners. No?
That I don't know. That's not
Okay,
even
that's what I was
important.
talking about, yeah. Okay, so we are ready to go into a break. Once we come back, Mojo is now going to take a break. We're going to bring in the Killzor. We're going to see what he's going to be wearing, if he is dressed anything fancy or nice, cool, calm and collected and nothing, you know, just plain Daki.
Bathrobe,
Everyone was actually complaining when you and Daki were casting previously. They're saying, wow, they look boring. They look, what's up with them? Where's the colourful bow ties and ties?
Yeah, you were complaining all the time we were wearing them. You were
and
just
the
jealous.
Chat was ready for it, because I think Daki's still got a lost bet, or Daki still owes you a bow tie. I'm
We
not
actually
sure.
both have lost bets.
Okay, now I've got a lost bet as well.
But he didn't like my last tie.
Thanks very much for that one. Who cares? Yeah, so let's see. This big match is going to be between Oops and Utopia. It's going to decide second, third, and fourth in the league. Please join us after the break and find out how that one goes. Good evening and welcome back to the Wargaming.net League Extended Season. For those just joining, my name's Hector, joined here by the Killzor for this last match of the regular season, and it couldn't be more important, really, could it?
No, I think Mojo just turned a lot younger, you know, like the difference.
A lot younger, not necessarily prettier, but younger.
Definitely prettier, but yeah, it's definitely the most important match of the second half of the season so far. Oops versus Utopia. This decides, no matter what, who is going to be number 2. This matters for Ding as well, obviously, because, like you said, there is 4 possible outcomes for this match, and in 3 of them, Ding is 3rd in one of them,
3 different scenarios, 4 different outcomes. So it's crazy.
So in Ding wants to be that 3rd spot, so they're kind of, you know, they're kind of hoping that Oops.
So long as Oops don't win by tiebreaker, Ding remain 3rd.
Exactly.
Every other scenario, Ding are 3rd, and it's just Oops and Utopia that pretty much swap about. If Utopia win the tiebreaker, it's Utopia top. Then it's Oops because Utopia have the better head-to-head because of that 5-0 technical win at the start of the season. And then Ding drop down to 4th place, which means it would then be Ding versus Go Hard for the playoff.
So, very important match, to be honest, for Oops. Pressure is on, but so is Utopia, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I think Utopia, after that very, very, very disappointing match against Ding, they played that 5-0, that
spanking.
That is a beat down if I've ever seen one.
Yeah.
Like they just kind of laid down in the grave and got filled up at the same time where they were still breathing, but they weren't really kicking anymore.
Yeah, it was a tough match, and this is going to be a tough match as well. Oops really have like stumbled hard after their double 5-1, sorry, defeat they had a couple of weekends ago, and they've really not got back into a regular rhythm.
They've tried, though. They've been a little bit of unlucky as well, from what I've seen from some replays that I watched against Go Hard as well. It could, like that last round on Sun River, where they lost 5-3, could have come completely different.
Yeah.
Some missed shots here or there that could really have changed the game, to be honest. And it could have made an effect. But they are where they are now. They still have their fate in their own hands, right? So
True.
It all depends on how they play, how they do. If they lose this, then they have nothing else to blame than themselves.
So Mojo says everyone gets what they deserve at the end of the day.
It's just funny that, like, in the beginning of the season, we said, at one point that Oops lost.
It could be critical.
It's not like we said, like, it's not really gonna be when they were on the 7-match streak win. We were like, it doesn't really matter anymore. And now it's like that 1 point.
The decider, basically.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter actually.
So let's look at the map picks for today. We're going to get our 2 bans, our 2 picks, our 2 bans. Each team, no, Oops doesn't have. Oops is actually quite hard to ban against.
Himmelsdorf being banned from Utopia.
Every time.
They have not played it for an entire season.
Let's hope it doesn't go to tiebreaker.
Yeah, that's true. I thought, well, I mean, doesn't really matter for them that much. You know, if Oops win in tiebreaker.
Utopia go down to 4th.
If Oops win in tiebreaker, Oops tiebreaker win 2 points, then Utopia would have
27.
And
then Oops would have 29, so it's bad for Utopia, because then Utopia drop all the way down to 4th.
But yeah.
Oops go 2nd, Ding go 3rd, Utopia go 4th.
Yes. True. So confusing, man.
That's why writing is hard to read. That's why I wrote it out differently, so I would understand it all. Basically, if Oops get a clean win, or if Oops win tiebreaker, they're okay, and Ding are okay, because Oops will stay 2nd, Oops will go 2nd, Ding will go 3rd, and Utopia will be 4th. If Utopia get a clean win, and Utopia get a tiebreaker, the Utopia wins is what changes things up, which makes things a little bit confusing.
Yeah, Utopia would need to win the tiebreaker.
Yeah,
Utopia would need to win the tiebreaker, but like on Himmelsdorf, it's not going to happen, so they need to win clean here, to be honest.
Yeah.
Morovanka coming out, it's kind of surprising because Oops hasn't played it for a while anymore, to be honest. Morovanka, we haven't seen them play it in a little bit. They've been banning it.
Nobody's been playing with it. We never saw it. I don't think we saw it all weekend leading up till now, actually.
They've only played it 6 times, and they were banning it for a long time now, for the last few weeks, or the other team was banning it. So fact that they're both,
I think it's the least played map.
The fact that they're both willing to play it, I guess Oops was like, we don't really want to play Utopia and Ghost Town, so we're gonna leave open Morovanka. Then Mines should be a good map for Oops, to be honest. Like they have those set strategies nailed down. Cliff being banned out, however, for Oops, like honestly, I don't 100% understand it, because like Utopia is not such a great Cliff team. They had some decent performances on it, but it's not like they had something magical.
Yeah, I think it was probably due to the fact that Utopia have just played it more than them, and they don't want to go up against them. Utopia then taking away Runeberg from Oops, which is perfectly understandable because Oops are, well, undefeated on it, both in attack and defense.
They've only played it 5 times. I think it's more down to the fact that Utopia's Runeberg really wasn't that good for what we've seen this season. Like, it wasn't as impressive whatsoever. For the times they played it in the beginning, it was disastrous. Like, it wasn't good at all. Sand River then being picked.
Both teams a lot of experience on it.
Yeah, but Oops is the better team, to be honest, on it, in my opinion at least. Utopia keeps trying to play with a 2-6-1 on the attack as well, which really hasn't worked for them the last couple of times. And then Prokhorovka. Now, this is the map where I'd favor Yeah, Oops has good attacking percentage on it, but they're bad on the defense. But I'd favor Utopia on that. But I think Oops can do something there as well. But Prokhorovka should be favored for Utopia. I think Muro is quite even. Should be quite even. I think mine should be Oops favored slightly. Sun River should be Oops favored slightly. And then Prokhorovka should be Utopia favored. If it goes to tiebreaker, though, I don't think Utopia has a single chance to win. Like, I think they have like 0% chance to win if it comes to Himmelsdorf.
Yeah, I don't...
I mean, zero is a big word. Like,
I don't think it's going to get to tiebreaker, to be honest. I think...
If
now, if there is any time to see a resurgence, Oops, now is when they really need to step up and have control and avoid playing in playoffs, because it is, like you said, their fate is in their own hands. It is their own destiny to control here, and they need to be able to show people that they can be the team that we kind of thought they were mid-season. Now, for predictions, I have no idea what you chose. I don't know if you saw my predictions, but I guess we're probably going to be going the same. Let's see if production do their usual. Oh, production. Oh, boom, in the back with the homeboys there.
They betrayed Utopia. That's unbelievable. That is,
whoa.
You know, when it matters the most, this is like when it matters the most, you see who your true friends are. You know, really in the gravest moments.
National pride out the window.
In the gravest moments of needs, you understand and you realize who your true friends are, who are always going to be there for you. And production just proved that they are not that.
When you watch this back, Utopia, if you do win this one, remember when you come here for LAN, if you do get through playoffs, well, actually, if you win this one, and you will get into playoffs, just remember
to be honest, like
didn't think you were going to get there.
Half of Oops is Polish as well, though. Like
that's true.
Karol, Raging, Kamil, Decha.
Karol.
That's 4 out of the starting 7. So
Muravanka.
It's forgivable. And Milosh as well. Wow, I forgot about Milosh.
How could you forget me, M1L $sign?
M1. They really need to win this. Milosh's bonus depends on this match.
Yeah, big time. He's signing on bonus and match win bonus. Muravanka, as I said, I think it's the first time we have seen it this weekend. I don't think it was played on Thursday, Friday, or Saturday.
Not that I remember.
Teams just kind of want nothing to do with it. It's one of these maps with all the bushes and stuff. It can just be a pain in the butt.
It's one of these maps with all the bushes.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, it's a map more than anyone that you usually get a light tank.
I understand what you meant. It was just a funny statement. It's one of these maps with the bushes. Ryan, what do they have on other maps then? They don't have bushes there, or what do we call it?
Yeah, that's now Utopia going to be on the attack. It's going to be Oops on the defense. Daki, how do you think this first one's going to go? Do you think it's going to be a 1-1 trade?
The issue I have with Oops and Muravanka, when I think about it, is that they always go aggressive. Like they literally
overly aggressive is the word.
Not overly aggressive. The thing is, their aggressiveness, it's tactical, right? But the fact is, if I think like this, that when I see Oops, I think they're going to go aggressive. It means every other single team in the league thinks exactly the same thing. They think when you're playing against Oops or Muravanka, you need to be careful from that aggressiveness.
Super Conk coming out there. Just quickly put that one in the vehicle lineup there.
So Never Carry is back into the lineup.
Interesting.
I think we haven't seen him play. Was it Never Carry that got switched out for Vielke? Hunty.
No, that was Zmia.
No, but I think it was Never Carry that was the one being replaced with that, because in his place we've seen people like
there's
Hunty, Zmia.
There's Vielke in the lineup, so he's not playing.
So who's not playing?
No idea. I can't remember the lineup of. This is the thing. Utopia have so many players. It's hard to pick out the regular players. The guy that's super cheap, Daki, is not playing with them. Hunty, that was it. Hunty in fantasy right now for some reason has 0 value, and Daki said he was going to pick them this week, but he didn't. Biku already taking initial damage, peeking up over there on the bat chats. It looks like Utopia are going to go in for a cap push here, cap rush, but Oops are in a fairly decent position to be able to defend from it, and I don't think this is going to work necessarily, Daki.
No, Oops actually brought a lot of heavies this time around. You can see Triple I7, Super Conqueror. They know that they're being clipped in the side by bad shots, but I don't think they really care at this moment in time. Kamil Creator will be their job to clear out the side while these I7s go hold down and deal with the cap.
I7 of Milosh and Kirillov coming up. Raging Potato in the background behind him. Raging Potato has taken a hit. We're down to 19 seconds on the cap. Oops are going to start getting some crossfire shots and some resets coming in already. Insane's going to be able to start clipping out in his bat chat. Multiple shots left available to him. But look at this from distance. Shoku's going to try and clip out into tanks. Crater picking up the first kill, dropping Papapavin. And Biku himself was on a one-shot for Utopia. This is not looking great, but they are doing a counter push back into Oops here, Daki.
Yeah, they might get the counter push up, but the HP is dropping significantly for the side of Utopia. This was good rotations from Oops. getting those bad shots out of the fight. Shuku is a T100 in the side, but he really doesn't do that much damage. This leaves Decha with some room to move around. These IS-7s backing behind the buildings even. And I don't think this is something Utopia can successfully push.
Insane backing off on a reload. He has a damaged engine, so he's moving slowly, but Camille's coming in to replace his area. Shoku trying to do as many shots as he can, like you said, in his T100 light, but from distance and trying to hit these heavy tanks, he's not going to do necessarily a lot of damage over a long time or a short period of time. Milos now doing a 1-on-3 job here, holding off the 5Es. Camille coming in with a free damage farm at the back, being able to clip out into the rear of them. Insane's now coming off reload. He's going to start clipping out into the back of him as Camille picks up Shapanic. Now Insane's going to start shooting, but Insane's taken down to a one-shot, but still alive. Oops still have 7 guns in the game for now. Utopia only have 3, and this is a great start here for Oops.
Yeah, this move from Utopia, it's aggressive in the beginning, but Oops seem to know exactly how to deal with it. Yes, those IS-7s, when driving down on the side, got shot by Bad Shot and T100, but a T100 doesn't have that much DPM. Like, it doesn't do that much over a short period of time. So Oops was happy to take that. They were like, we don't care. You know, those IS-7s go hull down, and then what do those 5As do? They have to turn around. Bihu was in the meantime on that cap area as well. Yeah, Shuku was there as well.
Yeah.
And when this IS-7 push comes around the side, Creator and Kamil go clear out the forest, make sure that, I think, Papa Pavian, who was there, goes down. So that's the side pressure gone. These IS-7s just go behind the houses. And in the meantime, you have Insane from 1-2 line just shooting them in the back.
Question. They're on the attacking team, and they're going in with a cap tactic here. And they have Shoku, see here, and a T100 light. Why use a T100 light and not use something like a Batchat?
Because the T100 light can actually run away. He can spot the forest and he can actually run away.
So that's his main role, just to get in the forest, get out the forest.
I mean, you like, depending on the lineup of Oops, like, the cap rush is one thing. They could still go towards the other side if they wanted to. Like, it really depends on the lineup from Oops as well.
Okay.
And the T100 is a good spotter. He can spot aggression in the beginning. He's quick enough to spot the early aggression along the K line if Oops were to do something like that. I just feel like going to head-to-head with 4 heavies while you're in 5A, and Oops is bringing I7. It's just not the best kind of trade.
Yeah, I mean, the 5A itself is a good tank, but it seems to function more as like a heavy medium.
Hold down versus an I7, you're not going to win that
hold
trade.
Down, anything like when an I7 sitting hold down is an absolute swine to shoot at with that turret. Now, Oops taking the lead here 1-0. We're going to go down to round 2 here on Muravanka. Oops on the red side. It is Utopia on the blue side. Now we're going to see Oops on the attack. We're going to see Utopia on the defense.
Yeah, Oops on the attack is an interesting one. They usually don't go super aggressive like we see Utopia do. They're more of a kind of split team that goes around the map and holds all different kind of angles. By the way, oh no, never mind. Yeah, Utopia on the defense, kind of standard. Kranwagen, I don't know if I'm still a fan of it right now with the I7s, the 5As. Just seems to get, you know, shut down really quickly.
It seems to get its turret turned very easily, gets distracted very easily, and then once you don't have the Kranwagen and that hull down dead on, it's quite easy to dismantle. What was your point, Daki, you were going to say?
No, I was just blind for a second, to be honest. That's about it. But yeah, Utopia is also coming with a very heavy lineup here. They have Papa Pavin in the T100 to put in a bush to spot, but Oops, like I said, they're not the kind of team that just rushes forward into the cap. They're the kind of team that plays slow, methodical, takes map control, tries to figure out where Utopia is holding, what's the plan for them. You can see that with Miloš. Yes, he's going towards the #1 base, but this is not an all-in tactic. This is a split tactic. He can probe from here, check if there's somebody in the bushes, put some cap pressure even if he wants to, but needs to be careful not to get pushed straight. So there is that for him. But this is 100% classical Oops, you know, like they're just playing control all around, seeing what they can take and seeing what they can't take.
Interesting positioning here from Bihu in the Kranwagen. Sometimes he's more further forward against the hill, so he can make use of his turret from that position to try and reset any cap tactics that happen. But he has to be careful not to get shot in the sides, and that's why he's starting to shoot some buildings near where Shoku is.
Yeah, but Decha in the SRV always has an angle on the side of his turret. It isn't the greatest one, but if he does peek to reset and Decha should punish, and over time he will die because he's still shooting at a hold on I7. It's not something that really works out ever.
Now, if you're Utopia, Daki, what's your plans here?
You can't do anything, just wait out the storm. Honestly,
batten down the hatches and try and ride it out.
Well, if you go for a passive Muravanka defense, that's pretty much all you can do. Like they don't have map control left. They've lost everything from E to 7 line, almost. Raging Potato will be on the 3 line. They might try and figure out where Papa Pavian is. If they can't do it, then, you know, if they can figure out where Papa Pavian is, they'll probably rotate. If they can't, they will just keep playing with Milosh on the scalp and get Utopia to commit something. Because everything right now is set up for that commitment. You have Insane Creator, which can support Milosh if he gets pushed around the corner. You have Deja, who can also punish that corner. And then Kamil, who can punish anybody peeking on the top. In the meantime, Raging is there in support as well. So if Utopia does go for a commitment to reset the scalp, they're just all going to die.
Some blind fire shots coming out from Insane as well. He's now on a reload. Cap being started by Milosh, down to 1 minute and 5 seconds. Kind of starting to dictate the pace of the game, as this means that Utopia are going to be the ones that are going to have to start making moves, as Oops are the ones that are now kind of in control here.
Oops are by far in control. Karolf is just controlling the other side, because with him being there in the bat shot, they know. They just know that there's nobody coming from there. They know that T100 is not flanking, none of the bats are flanking, nobody is trying to take Forest, which leaves only one possible avenue of attack for Utopia to reset the scalp, which is through the 1-2-3 line. So with Karolf over there, all of Oops' guns will be turned onto where Vilki is, and that's already the STRV, giving him the first shot.
Vilki getting hit there. Deca taking multiple hits though in return. Vilki taking another one, trying to get shots back out into Deca. Shoku peeking and taking hit for that, actually losing his gunner. No health pack coming out from there, Daki, so it looks like Shoku, well, he does repair it straight away actually. Don't repair it. Heal him. Bandage him straight away.
It was unnecessary from Kamil to take that amount of damage there. I mean, up until then it was a favorable trade because yeah, Deja taking some damage in the STRV. Sure thing, but it's an STRV. I'll just go ahead and spot it and do the same thing after. So kind of unnecessary for Kamil to take that amount of damage, but they have control. They've already bled some HP of this heavy tank, and you know, the Kran, the STRV are not really tanks that get into the fight quickly. Neither is the T100. Like, they don't really contribute with their HP. So removing it from the 5As is super important because they are the tanks that are supposed to take the damage.
More blind fire going back over into Deca's area, but nothing connecting. Karolf did have a little scouting run down there onto the K-line, but now he's turned around to start to come back from that area.
I mean, they're just doing the same thing, right? They still have 1 minute left on the cap. Utopia will be forced to commit once again. This time it probably will have to be steroids to make the corner peak, and when he does that, he's also going to take a lot of damage for this. Again, it's all Oops 1. They can just play with time, keep doing this. Milosh is an IS-7. He's taken 103 damage so far, so I don't think it really matters to them. Just need to make sure that people like Kamil don't take any more damage.
Yeah, they need to preserve their HP here to have this prolonged fight because we're down to 5 minutes left in the match. We're down to 33 seconds in the cap circle. Again, there's going to have to be this double peek from Utopia to come in and get the shot into Milosh for the reset. Raging Potato peeks over. Milosh takes a shot, fires one back. It's Biku in the Kramwagen. He's going to be able to trade with him a little bit more. Some missed shots coming out here from Oops, not actually connecting into Biku there. Going over actually might have been a shot going into Shoku's area. In return, the return fire goes back out. And again, it works out slightly in favour of Oops. But again, having to play for time here, Daki, not necessarily going in their favour.
Yeah,
nice shot.
They've bled around 2,000 HP from Utopia in return for like 400. So it's a very, very favorable trade for Oops. They can now start to group up, start to take control, because Utopia now they will have to commit with Steroids, which is their last heavy tank. And if he has to commit, then Oops will just roll over them and push them and kill them all in the process of it.
And Steroids will get beaten up for that because he doesn't quite have the armor of Biku.
He will result as Vilki's right now.
Doing that earlier on, yeah.
Biku's already committed once, he can't do it again. Raging's already playing more aggressive on the top. You can see Insane and Karolf are joining. And this is exactly what they're waiting for. This time they're going to stand on this corner here. And when they stand on this corner, all they're waiting for is somebody to peek. Somebody to peek from Utopia. And once they do that, they will peek out, clip them out. I don't think Utopia is expecting this.
What a hit there.
Yeah, that's Raging. 613. He's actually max rolled with the IS-7 onto the Kranwagen.
What a fantastic hit.
Yeah, max rolled him. Biku's not going to be happy about that. But yeah, they're just waiting for somebody to commit on this corner. They peek, they will die. Creator is still holding the other side, so they know nobody's coming through there. Now Papa Pavian is starting to move, but Creator should still find him if he goes too aggressive.
Actually had that happen recently in a game on Malnovka. Got high rolled and was absolutely screaming because I couldn't understand what just happened. Not nice when that happens. It's a massive amount of damage taken for when you're used to seeing so many low rolls, if you like, or medium rolls. And there you go, Daki. Exactly as you said, Steroids peaks, Insane and Kirloff going to come around. They're going to delete Steroids. Shoku's going to peek out to try and get some shots. Then they're probably going to turn around and get the shots into Shoku. This is the fight that's going to decide who wins this match or not. Milos drops down Steroids. The rest of Utopia haven't really taken any damage, although Biku's now down to a one-shot. Shots coming in as well from the back lines of Deca trying to get shots. They drop Insane. Kirloff's now going to come over with his clip. Camille takes out Biku. Kirloff's now going to trade off against Shoku. He should be able to win this trade. Shoku's going to go safe behind the building. 2 for 2 right now. Each of them have shots left, and it's going in Oops' favour, but it's not going tidily in their favour.
Yeah, but it doesn't really matter as long as they're going to win the round. They lost those heavy tanks for the side of Utopia. Steroids had to commit. He goes down. Nobody to tank the damage.
Triple kill from Niles there. Crater picking up. Niels. Sorry, pronunciation there. You know, it's the way the E and the I is.
Niles.
You do his full name. I can't do his full name.
Niels van Hove.
Van Hove. Very, very Dutch.
Very Dutch indeed. But yeah, that was the commitment from Utopia. The T100 wasn't there on time, so they had to commit with the heavy tanks. And we saw what happened to Steroids. We saw it happen to everybody else as well. Once they realized the T100 was on the other side, you could see Creator just come in, come over, kill everybody else pretty much. And yeah, it wasn't the cleanest win towards the end, but they had so much lead, so much more advantage over Utopia that they could get away with it.
Sitting in the cap circle here, kind of surprised actually that Creator doesn't just rush him over and pick up a multi-kill, but it looks like it's going to be Deca for the multi-kill. Perhaps even might ram him here, but no, he's going to stop and take a shot. It's going to then allow Milos to come in and pick up the kill. Boom. There we go. Triple for Milos as well. Oops, take the lead 2-0. Muravanka done and dusted.
I'm surprised you'd play Muravanka to begin with against Oops, but you know, like that's something Utopia choose to do.
This is something though that we talked about mid-season and start of season with regards to Utopia. Great start to the season almost every single time, and then as the season progresses, tactically they start to look really sloppy, recycling old plays that people can predict and not necessarily coming up with new stuff.
Yeah, but Oops is also playing really well right now, to be honest. They're making the correct rotations, they're forcing... Utopia is not bringing anything new, and bringing nothing new against...
Kill stealing.
Yeah, bringing nothing new against a team like Oops, who have very good tactical, you know, awareness and what to do. You could see it there in that round. They were pretty much, they knew where everybody from Utopia was. Utopia could come from one angle and one angle alone. They never even tried to push out the eastern side. Like, they didn't even try. They just were like, okay, send the heavy. If you don't make Oops rotate and they can just set up with all the crossfire like they had now, you're going to lose because you're driving into the guns. Like, they have all the first shots. And unless they make a major mistake, like Raging peeks out and loses his full tank or something, like he sometimes does on
just point out
Himmelsdorf.
Raging like goes hot or cold. Sometimes he's like there's actually situations where through no actual fault of his own, like Raging's going to a position where he should go to a position and everything's going fine, and the enemy team does something unexpected and Raging gets caught out.
When they have like Type 5s aiming the hill on Himmelsdorf?
It does happen to me. Like, okay, that win at the start, but that was at the start of the season. There is other situations where if you watch when the teams initially trade, it's always Raging that somehow manages to take the first damage.
Or when Raging switches his aim and gets resetted on Himmelsdorf?
Okay, that Himmelsdorf one was, yeah. That was the little friendly tap from Insane to let him know what he thought about that one. But no, Raging Potato, I mean, come on, this is the guy that did the blind shot on Runeberg that turned that round.
One blind shot.
Dude, he saved them. He saved them in that round.
One blind shot.
He saved them. That was an amazing blind shot, because if you actually look at it, he shot down the middle. But here's the thing, in that blind shot, he shot down the middle of the road. He didn't shoot into the bushes. Danny was actually in the middle of the road at the time.
Because Danny probably fired at him.
I don't know, maybe. But still. Inspired pick, and they're looking to catch out a Batchat crossing, and luckily for Utopia they're not doing that.
Nah, it's not going to happen. They don't even have a light whatsoever, so they're just going to play normal. And
Foch B coming out there for Utopia on defense as well. They're expecting a 1-2 line push here.
They have used the Foch B before. Biku's been going to be playing it now. Last time they played it was actually sitting where you see the Muka actually in the T57 heavy. But yeah, now he's just going to be covering 1-2 line. It's going to be interesting to see how Oops actually tries to deal with this, because this defense is really, really hard to actually properly break. They will have to get through 1-2 line. Like,
it's going to be hard, because Oops 1-2 line pushes are historically not good.
They used to, like, the thing is, like, this fails for pretty much every single team nowadays.
Last time they did it,
yeah,
Creator's been ammo racked.
Before that, it worked like every single time. The thing is now that, like, this is like the only real play you can do,
Yeah.
and you have to go for it, and everybody's going to be aiming for you, and technically they should kill at least one of you on the crossing.
They're like debating, you know, they're debating, they're turning around already. Milos is like, I'm not going to go first because last time I got across safely, then I got ammo racked, and I don't think this is a good idea, guys.
Creator got spotted out in the 113 though. Camille's going to be joining them.
Try and rush Camille down.
No, I think they might try to play the cap actually, because they know that there's nobody in 1-2 line, so they're like, we don't need to commit on 1-2 line when there's nobody there, unless there's somebody sitting in H2. We can play the cap, hold down with our IS-7s, and Camille will probably take F1. He will not go down all the way in 1-2 line, he'll go to F1 like he is now, where we saw Stefan play yesterday as well. The reason why he goes to F1 is because of Sturoid's position. When Sturoids needs to go reset because his Foch B won't get the angles, like he will just not get it, like he can't pen the IS-7 turret. When the IS-7 comes around the corner, then like this, the AMX will shoot him.
Cheeky.
And if he drives down, Camille still has a bush to work with, so if he drives down to that corner, like the corner in front of Milos and Karov to reset, then Camille will just peek and give him 3 shots.
Blind shots going out there into BQ. Steroids getting hit for 502. That looks like Crater putting one into him. Crater taking a shot back in return. That looks like perhaps coming from Shupanic behind that rock. Mucka's already shot one out from his T57. Steroids now going into a reload, so it looks like perhaps an ammo change there, Decky.
Might be loading HE to try and get the reset, but I think Camille should be coming in with the punish soon. TM. Creator's looking for the punish as well, but he needs to be really careful.
Crater getting his gun damaged there.
That's
Milos and
Camille.
Kerloff. Kerloff is actually damaged there for a reset, so down to 30 seconds. Steroids is going to try and get shot into Milos. No, he goes for Kerloff. No splash going on to Milos. And Milos still with all the capture points that he has. They can shoot Kerloff all day long, but Milos can survive in this area.
Doesn't matter though, like look at the HP they've already lost. Shapanek, Steroids, Bihu's not getting an angle whatsoever. And Camille will continue this. He's reloaded in 2 seconds. When Steroid speaks again, that's the AMX with heat, obviously with the buffed alpha now of 390. That thing really hurts. He can clip him out.
Bounced off Kerloff. Shot coming in onto Milos with the HE from Shupanic, and there is the reset. 40 seconds. Cap still continuing though. Pressure still on Utopia to keep making plays and keep making moves to try and get angles here.
Yeah, but Shapanek cannot do this forever. Like he cannot hold. Like depends on how many HE he has, right? If he has like 20 HE, then he can do it forever. But I doubt he does. That's the thing. That's Shuku might try to cross over into 1-2 line, but that should be punished really heavily. I don't know if they're going to be able to spot him though. They shoot once he gets past this corner. His IS-7 should see him.
Foch B here of BQ just holding position, waiting to shoot someone on the move. Shupanic has 5 HE shells left, Aki. Make that 4 now.
Yeah, that's why Shuku crossed, I guess, because he knew that, you know, at one point he'd have to.
Camel's on fire. Looks no, he just took another shot when he took one already. So that was lucky to survive that one there, and he has to be extremely careful.
Yeah, that was I understand he really wanted to clip Shuku to make him low HP. In essence, the fact that he survives makes it a good trade, because now Shuku is 644 HP. They will use Creator probably in the 113 or not. He's running away. Well, the thing is now, they've done a lot of damage. They can't really push out Camille, so Oops is going to be rotating. I don't know if this is like necessary, to be honest, because if Shuku peeks, he'd die. You put Creator at the rock, you leave the IS-7s in the cap. If Shuku peeks out anywhere, Creator gives him a shot, and he's a one-shot already. Like, this rotation, I don't know if I fully agree with it. They might try to push 1-2 line now, though, because now they have something.
Gathering up the 4 tanks over there. Creator actually switching all the way around, and Raging and Kerloff and Milos lining up there. Insane spotted in the middle. He knows exactly what he's doing in that position, just to kind of hold any kind of middle push. Deka and Vielke keeping himself proxy spotted. Deka has to play that position very carefully because he's relied upon to try and get any crossfire shots into Shoku, but he has to also keep himself safe from all those tanks in the base. Papapavan, Muka can also get shots into him. You know, it's not an easy play right now for Oops, and I just hope this works, Daki, because so many times for Oops this hasn't worked.
Well, they're going to take a full Foch B clip on the crossing, Muka clip on the crossing, Shapanek, Steroids, and Shuku.
I don't think this is going to work.
It might work, but it really depends on how the shooting from Utopia is. If Bihu tracks the first one, this could be bad. Shuku's not looking right now, though. That's the only advantage they have.
Milos gets spotted out. Raging gets spotted out. First shot's coming in. Milos takes one. Kerloff gets hit. Milos gets tracked. Kerloff goes into the back of him. Raging Potato looks like he's going to get across safely. Does take a couple of shots. Milos seems to be the focus fire. Kerloff is now going slowly. Driving into Milos didn't help him. One more shot, he's going to go down. Milos might survive because of Kerloff's corpse. The Steroids picks up that kill, and Milos gets over and sub half health.
Yeah, the focus fire from Utopia was okay. Raging needs to be careful here,
Oh,
though.
come on, Raging. You got yourself into that position. Don't die for it. He's taking too much shots. He does get the kill on Shoku, but now Raging Potato is down to 250 HP. He's going to get any hits to the face as soon as he peeks over that area. And this push, Daki, okay, they've got 2 tanks in this position.
It was a good trade, actually, for Oops. It was a good trade. It will work out. Biku is now on reload, so nobody can really punish Raging Potato anymore. They're going to get down. There's no chance for Utopia to counter push the hill. And with their positions, Camille could go onto the cap at one point. Milosh will probably have to... I mean, first of all, what they need to do is they need to kill Shapanek as quickly as they can, so Camille can go on the cap and Bihu can't spot them anymore, but they only have 3 minutes and 5 seconds. Like, they really need to kill Shapanek super quickly. Like, within a minute, he needs to be dead.
This push here as well from Mucka has been spotted out here by Deka on the cap circle, so creators having to watch out for that. They're going to try and drop Shapanek as quick as they can, but shots coming back out. That one not actually doing damage, it just tracked someone, so now Milosh, he needs to make that hit. He doesn't actually pen with that one on Shapanek. Shapanek does have damaged ammo rack, but they don't know that, so they don't know he's got a longer reload. He shoots HE, now it's up to the 2 tanks here to make their shots count.
Nice. They need
460.
one more.
One more to drop Shapanek. Again, like it says, they don't know that he's on a reload. Like
they do actually know because they have the crew.
The crew thing was, yeah, 'cause they keep aiming on him, it'll tell them.
Eagle Eye, I think it's called.
Yeah, Eagle Eye, yeah. It's one something that people usually don't take until they have multiple other skills.
I never take it because I just don't think it's useful. But obviously they have all skills, so they can. So they can if they like. What is it? I think it's like 3 seconds or something if they hover over it.
2 or 3, I think.
Yeah. They need to kill Shapanek now because Kamil needs to start the cap in 5 seconds to be able to cap solo.
As well,
like,
so reload's working in Oops' favor.
Yeah, but they take it too much time.
Oh, this is bold.
Camel can't cap solo anymore.
This is bold. They can drop Biku for this.
I don't know why Biku did that.
Especially when he shoots like that. Raging Potato now with the double kill. Milosh and Shapanek trading there. Shapanek just firing out HE. Come on, somebody needs to be able to drop him. He's surviving for a very long time here in this position. Daki's found himself a nice angle that's keeping himself safe.
They could have already started shooting HE if they wanted to. I mean, Raging or Milosh has to go join the cap soon TM. So, I mean, they're gonna... I mean, Insane might actually go join the cap, to be honest. The way he's driving, it looks like he's gonna go help Camille to cap it out. 2 guys will be enough. Milosh finally picks it up. That leaves only 3 guys for Utopia and nobody in position to reset. Insane will join the cap. Milosh and Raging will push forward, and that is Utopia losing their defensive round.
Papa Pawin trying to push across here in the E3, but he's been shot at when he goes across for doing that. Vilki and Mucka unable to do anything. Mucka still here with a full clip. I don't think he's fired a single shot all battle because he's not been able to move from the right-hand side of the map to come over to contribute into the fight. Nice shot there from Milosh into the back of Vilki's trying to move up on the hill. Raging Potato now with the triple. Deka taking a big hit there from Papa Pawin. Unnecessary damage. Mucka taking lots of damage right now trying to move out into that position. Desperate to try and get a cap reset. Insane surely going to be able to peek out and get a shot, but Mucka's on fire. Crater now picking that one up, and only Papa Pavin left. No way able to come in for a reset. And yeah, like you say, Daki, Oops picking this one up on the attack. 3-0. Great situation for them to be in right now.
Yeah, this is not good for Utopia whatsoever. It does start to look like they're going to have to play in the playoffs, to be honest. Like, it's not looking good for them at all.
Oops clean win or Oops tiebreaker is the easiest way to look at the league structure. Oops win or tiebreaker means that Oops are second, like, Ding or third, Utopia or fourth.
This round was really good by Oops. I think they could have still pulled it off with those 2 I7s on the cap. I think that Shuku was too low HP to actually have an effect from that 1-2 line because it got clipped by Camille. Steroids was also like down to... yeah, Papa did a lot of damage, but like it doesn't matter if you lose the round, to be honest. So good stuff there from the Oops tanks. Camille in that AMX, yeah, I think they could have still made it work with the cap. I think pushing 1-2 line was kind of risky. But they obviously, what they don't know is what we did. They don't know how much HE Shapanek actually has.
Yeah, there's always that. So like
in their minds, Shapanek could have another 15 HE shots. He could have another 15 HE shots, which will reset them for the next 3 or 4 minutes, which then will leave them with no time at all to actually make it happen.
After watching that match yesterday, it's always difficult to work out how many HE shells people have.
So they don't know how many HE shells he has. So they're like, we need to push 1-2 line. We can't hold this cap forever. They did it and it worked. The focus fire from Utopia, it was okay. Technically, like, they killed 1 guy. They could have maybe gotten a little bit more out of that if Biku managed to actually track 1 or 2 guys on the crossing. There was only 1 tracking shot, which was onto Milosh, I think. That was the only tracking shot.
Kirillov
so.
drove into the back of him and then slowly got moving once again.
Technically, you need to like track 2 guys on that crossing, because if you track them, yeah, well, you need to track them twice. But the second time you track them, they were already lost all their speed. So then you can get some more shots with like steroids and such.
So now it's going to be Utopia on the attack. It's going to be Oops on the defense. Oops currently with a 3-0 lead. Looking in control here. They've not really looked necessarily troubled in the previous rounds. And similar lineups to what we've seen from each team coming out there. I'm interested to see this one. I mean, a 5-0 win here, Daki, is a very high possibility.
I wouldn't say it's going to be 5. I mean, I think this will be 4-0 right now, but I think Utopia will pick up at least 1 round. It just really looks to me like they're going to have to play playoffs, because they need to break Mind's defense right now against Oops, who I think are tactically better than them, to be honest. So tactically ahead, we'll have better positioning, better shooting, hopefully as well. So I believe that this will be 4-0.
Utopia's attack record on Mines is actually pretty atrocious, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I'm not speaking about it for a reason.
There's always a chance.
I'm trying to keep the
suspense, keep the, the possibility.
If they're going to cliff dive, I swear to God.
I mean, that whole tactic could have worked if the execution coming off the hill was better.
They're going to cliff dive. I can feel it already.
You can feel it. Your spider senses tingling. They're going to line up.
I can feel it in my fingers.
Because I was watching this when we were talking about it, and Halu's like, it was a good idea, it just didn't quite work. And to be fair, yeah, it's an interesting way of trying
I really hope they're not going to dive.
Trying to break what
There's no
happens
reason to put all your heavies on the hill and take damage for free if you weren't going to do something with them off the hill, which is like,
And the thing is in doing this, you just drop right into the guns of Oops. So it's not like you drop yourself into a safe area. You go from a safe area into a dangerous area.
Yeah, but you have to cross less distance. You get immediately into the fight, where if you drive towards them, it takes you time. You take shots from the base.
Insane's like, yeah, I'm backing off, guys. I don't like this. I don't like this. Deka's just going towards the hill entrance, saying, yeah, I'm not going to stay around that corner either, Insane. Letting Insane back away. Fairly safely, he's going to back around that corner. Mucka positioning over on the 8-9 line, like he's going to rush down there in the mouse.
He probably will. Slowly.
Just have him dive bomb down from the hill.
Oh, no thanks. But yeah, Muka will probably push down 8-9 line with steroids. Be the first wave, try and get to the houses, try and find angles. There's just like really nobody to block off Deja. Usually you have a guy coming from 3-4 line like a mouse to trade with that, to fight with that, but so far there's nobody there for Utopia. So Deja's kind of like having a freebie.
He's already backed right off. So I have Raging Potato there, Super Conqueror. Creator can just simply turn around. They do spot the mouse and steroids moving up in that area. They'll start shooting already. Shotgun into Mucka's face, 389. Not necessarily the best of all rolls, but still damage is damage.
They might actually like...
they might actually force the AMX to clip out and then push.
No.
No?
I just hope that I'm wrong.
It's a cap tactic, maybe?
They might try and put Muka on the cap and steroids behind it.
Use that rock as well?
No, use Muka.
Yeah, but use Muka beside the rock.
Yeah, I just don't know if that's the plan. I wonder if it's going to be. It is the plan. I wish I was wrong sometimes, honestly. I don't like this whatsoever.
Okay,
so
this is interesting.
Muka's going to shield steroids, and steroids is going to sit behind him in the gap. The reason why I don't like this is because they're going to lose a full mouse for this and a 113 that's not in the fight. Well, only thing Oops has to do right now is like take out Papa Pavin pretty much and control the hill. Yes, this is why all of the heavies from Utopia are on the hill, but getting that reset is not impossible. So, I don't know. I'm worried.
They're already immediately pushing up into Papa Pavin. He does have support from the hill. That's where Bihu is positioned on that area. Kirov spots him out. Mucka taking lots of damage already. Vilki taking lots of damage already in return. Not enough damage coming back into Oops. Mucka continuing to get pummeled for this in that cap circle. And Oops are starting to take the advantage here. Raging Potato getting the kill already.
Well, now everybody's fighting on the hill. Should be the moment for Raging and Creator. Did Insane flip his mouse? Because Creator's going towards him. I swear to God, if Insane flipped his mouse, I am going to lose my nerve.
Possibly, but we can't see it right now. Creator is right beside Insane, so that may have happened right now. Now they are moving off together. Perhaps he's using Insane as coverage,
really
or he's trying to roll him right now. The action is happening here with Utopia in the middle of the fight. Up on the hill here right now, Milos and Shoku and Vilki trading shots with each other. Papa Pavin has been dropped at the top of the map, but Cameo has also been dropped, and Insane. Ooh la la, monsieur. That is not what we want to be happening right now.
I really wish I was wrong sometimes, you know what I mean? But
Creator's
like,
just like, mate, you're too
cannot
heavy
flip,
to tip
you
over.
cannot flip a mouse. Creator just needs to repush the hill with the rest of the team, and they're even probably going to win this without Insane, but it's going to be more difficult because the crossfire is set up here from Utopia.
Milos and Deka just having to watch what they're doing here, pushing around. Creator's going to trade off here against the autoloader of Biku. Creator should come out on top of that with the AMX 50B against the TVP of Biku. 2 more shots, but Creator's actually going to say, no, I'm going to help my teammates. He can drop Shoku or Shupanic here. He drops Shupanic, choosing to just take those shots from Biku when he comes off reload. Deka in turn drops Shoku. Vilki stuck behind the rock, and a Raging Potato is going to finish off Steroids here with this one-on-one. Nice trades here, and Insane is just dictating how the battle goes at the back, Daki. You know, he's just saying, guys, you can win this without me. Well, and they're like, Insane, you need to be there. He's like, no, boys,
you know,
I'm gonna make you do this without me.
You know, he's French, so he's commanding from the back lines.
Oh, you said that, not me, mate. You said that, not me. Insane just looking like he's going to just take this one out, just have a little lie down. And there we go. Oops, able to win this one with 6 guns still available, and Insane protecting all his HP in the mouse in case it was needed near the end there.
Can we stop flipping tanks now? Like, it's just like, so no, when you see like one tank go somewhere, and then all of a sudden you see him starting to turn around and like going towards him, and like going towards him, and you're like, he flipped himself. Insane flipped his mouse.
Hey, dude, imagine if that was a TeamSpeak round.
Even without that, they won the round because Utopia has, you know, Papa Pavian, who lost against Camille pretty much. I mean, they both died, but he lost, right?
Yeah,
He
yeah.
needs to win that trade to like stay alive and get behind these tanks. And even then, Oops just pushes the hill. And while they push the hill, Stewards on the cap gets pushed by a Super Conqueror who has good HP, a good gun, and will just kill him. And they're fighting on the hill with a TVP and Chinese heavies and an IS-7 versus Mouses and IS-7s that are coming up the hill in a 50B. I mean, Creator wasn't even there for like half the battle because he was trying to help Insane. And when he came on the hill, they just flat out lost it. Like this all-in tactic, it's really cool and all, but you have one tank useless, which is Papa Pavian.
You said that
and you have a
yesterday as well.
mouse
Giving up a
useless.
mouse like that was failware in the mouse, and for
You have
Gohar doing
you
it.
have a mouse useless and you have a 113
Yeah,
useless.
it's
I mean, Oops could have just at one point even like ignored Steroids, let him sit on the cap and driven with everybody on the hill, and it'd be the same result because they just kill everybody on the hill.
You're bringing a tank with 3,000 HP and armor, and then you're not using that 300 HP in armor. You're just using it as a chunk of metal to hide behind, which realistically there's multiple other tanks you could potentially use if that's what you're going to do. It seems like a bit of a, oh well, we'll do this, and I think a complete waste of bringing a mouse. It's like if you brought the AMX 50-100 on Runeberg, at least you knew that was going to be a rubbish tank and you were picking it because it was high, and that was it, basically.
Well, Stan River now, Utopia has a lot of work to do to even get back to tiebreaker. They need to win 4 rounds and then win in tiebreaker as well.
Yeah. So right now Utopia can't get a clean win.
Nope.
So Ding are still not completely safe in third yet. So one scenario is gone. But we still have 3 possible match scenarios, and we still have two possible match outcomes.
Yep. So
two ranking outcomes, sorry, from that.
So they still have everything to play for, but they need to win first 4 rounds, and then they need to win the tiebreaker as well. It's kind of impossible.
Yeah. So Ding right now just don't want Utopia to win. Ding then will remain third. But the way it goes just now, if Oops get a clean win, then Oops will take second place on 30 points. Then Ding will stay in third place on 27 points, and Utopia will stay in fourth place on 26 points. So this could be it, Daki. It is their moment to shine. And another big thing as well is at the top of the table, the difference in prize money here is quite considerable. It's a big chunk of money difference on the regular season split as the higher up the tables you go.
It is.
Like at bottom between 8th and 7th, it was like a difference of like $2,000, but it's much higher. I think it's almost like something like 10 or something, at least 8 difference between these positions.
Oh, Oops is gonna be happy if they win that, especially Miloš. But Oops doing Oops things. They're taking map control as per usual. They're not really like I don't remember the last time they went super all in. But yeah, Insane spots out Vielke in the 113. Doesn't know that Muka is there, but you know, knowing that there's a 113 there, they will know that there's support, they know where Szczepanik is, they know where Steroids is. It's connecting the dots, right? They're still missing a few tanks, but they'll connect the dots at the very least.
I was thinking actually that last round on mines, to be able to... I mean, both teams took a mouse that just took no part in the fight whatsoever. So it was just a 6-on-6.
Yeah, and Utopia, Utopia still flat out lost it.
It was absolutely crazy. There was nothing from Insane's mouse. There was nothing from Mucka's mouse. Both teams were like, okay, guys, gentleman's agreement, 6-on-6. Maybe Insane felt, you know, like, guys, this is a bit unfair. I'm going to take myself out of the battle.
Very much doubt that Insane would be that generous, to be honest. I very much doubt it. But yeah, I mean, 4-0 down, Utopia continuing the trend from what we're seeing in the last part of the season. Just not good enough, I guess. Like, they were amazing in the beginning, good in the middle, but really not that great towards the end of the season. So, I don't know. I hope Utopia can recover in the playoffs because like it's like 95% sure they're going to have to play it now, and they're going to have a difficult opponent as well, most likely.
Yeah, for sure.
They're going to play Go Hard.
They're going to play against Go Hard, yeah. If things stay the same as they are, it's just basically Oops and Ding that swap positions in the league table. If it match carries on the way it's going just now, which is a high chance here actually of being a 5-0.
Still, Sand River defends though. It's difficult to break. And Utopia doesn't have super big weaknesses in their defensive line right now. I mean, if Oops, I think Oops might go for here because they're grouping up Raging, Milosh, and Kamil, is that A-line push, which is like go to Karolf, push over, find Szczepanik, kill him in the I-7, continue on towards Papa Pavian, and hope that we're still alive by the end of it. And it does look like that what they're about to go for, because I don't think they have much more options to do. They could, no, they have to kill Szczepanik. They have no other way.
They are going for it here. Milosh, Raging Potato, Cameo. They're taking the charge, pushing in here to back up Karolf. Now, Utopia are going to be waiting for him to come over. It really depends on how much damage Oops can do once the fight started. Milosh stops, slams on the brakes. Raging Potato stops with him. Cameo stops as well. Crater waiting to peek up over the hill. And Oops now looking like they're not so sure about that area. They're sending Cameo back. Milosh and Raging also coming back as well now.
Yeah, but they caused a big rotation from Utopia, though. They've completely abandoned the southeast corner of the map. Velki, Muka, Shuku. Yeah, but like they can retake it if they want to. But now there'd be a lot of guns in place for Utopia if this push were to happen. Like really a lot of guns, because everybody's pretty much there. Rotation again from Utopia now again, because they realized Creator needs to be careful with peeking onto Steroids, though.
Steroids just having a little shot to his left, but not connecting with anything. Creator's taking damage, Vilki and Utopia is taking damage, but so far nothing else really happening between the teams. Insane and Creator getting ready to perhaps do something here, Daki, perhaps jump over into Steroids. Let's see how long they're going to position it for. Szczepanik shoots over, Creator gets ready, Insane repositions himself again, and every time we see something coming from Oops, it's going to go, but now it's going to happen. Let's listen to their team speak.
Creator, you have to overtake.
By 7. Set on fire.
From the base. Insane, go back. Can you make it?
I finished. I killed.
Can you finish?
Nice.
We can cup.
Butter is pushing me.
We need to help on this, Camille. We need to help on this.
Batch coming. I cannot.
I need to reload because I have only one shot.
Double back there.
Muka -1.
I'm reloading though.
I'll just take your and get them off.
We have to kill this then.
Yeah, they're all pushing in.
I have good position against them.
It's fine,
we just need to
Kill
prevent
off
them
good
from
position,
pushing.
we just reload and we just repush into them then.
Don't let them push me, just.
I'm loaded in 20.
You don't need to cap, guys.
One coming back.
They have probably 2 tanks out of the fight. Just come already with the bot. Come already with the bot. And Kirov is pushing, is taking damage. We're just clearing them out with the bot by the clips. They're gonna run. You see, these bots are running already. Just come. We need to drop Muka and Papa Pavian instantly. I'm gonna go last because I have less HP. Давай. Kirov, Camille, go in. But on the back.
-2 already.
Distract. Nice.
Kill Muka.
It's fine.
I got.
Papa now.
Just kill those 2 tanks. Those guys, be careful. The backup might be going around.
Go for shot.
He's going around. Just get set from the back.
-1.
This could be hooked.
-2.
I have one more shot.
I7 is going up. If you play in better, I can kill him maybe.
Camille can just overpick from this and kill him. Camille can
kill him. 24.
Yeah. It's enough.
I'm on the
It's
reload.
fine.
It's -3.
Yeah, I can go all the way back. I can go even to this, so I can rape this I7.
Do so.
Yes, I'm going.
Because this guy's gonna run all the way. We need to catch him up.
Can Bacha just go through this?
Camille probably can kill people.
No,
There's
wait,
13.
Camille Pico.
5 seconds. Armor 3 is coming as well. Badger is out on the side.
We need to kill those 2 tanks fast. We need to drop those 2 tanks fast.
That's
Nice.
Camille.
Shoku is out.
Go kill I7.
Drop
I will
the
probably
I
finish.
can't even go for S7.
Raging, don't YOLO.
Reggie,
Don't YOLO.
I can kill Dyson. Wait.
I can
I
go.
will not die. I will not die.
He's not looking at
Nice.
Bacha's full HP,
We
by
should
the way.
relocate to the batches like this now.
But battery stuff.
I don't have much time though.
I have still much
We need to go
space, so
for the kill.
I can go for the kill.
Camille, Kerov, can this cover?
Chill. Let Kelov go aggressive and cover him. We need to drop the tanks. At least this 1-3 and then we can just cap.
That's bad.
Bachat is here.
I can go from the left.
Nice, good job.
Bacha shot twice already.
Just cover, I will push over.
Just cover from the bottom. Kerov is just gonna push over though.
Yeah, this Bacha shot 3 times by the way. I mean 2 times.
He shot
Against
Camille,
my
давай.
He's speaking again. Yes.
And we got this.
Oh, this is really
Even with the fucking memes on my defense.
Yeah, second place.
Go triple.
And there you go, Daki. Oops, pulling
Wow,
off
it's
the
not
win.
so excited.
Pulling off the win, even with the memes on Mine's defense, as the
They
saying
sound
said
so
himself.
excited. Whoa, second
Whoa, we've
place.
won. Yeah, we did it. Well played. Oops. There was a kind of hint early on there that this could actually lead into a 5-0.
Man, this is so disappointing, like,
With-
honestly.
With an Oops clean win, that now means that Oops are going to be second
Yeah,
in the
Oops-
league.
Oops is
Ding are
second,
going to be
Ding
third,
third,
Utopia
is
fourth, which
so-
means Ding will play Isuba in the playoff, and it means that
Go
Utopia
hard,
go
will
hard.
play Utopia. And if Utopia continues the way they're playing right now, they're
They
not
get
going to
spanked by
win.
Go Hard.
They will not win whatsoever. I don't know what's
It's looking
happened.
like it's going to be the same 4 teams, more than likely.
I
High
don't,
chance.
I don't know what happened to Utopia in the second part of the season, but
Need Optia. Need Optia is
feels
what I say
like
here.
they're on the slope and their engine turned off and they're just like going straight to the ravine.
No handbrake, no handbrake. Pavin coming in there, top damage for his team, but Raging Potato, the man with the triple kill, stepping up for his team.
Ryan, let me tell you, Oops plays 14 matches this season, which is, you know, is a maximum of like, well, 7, like, how many rounds can they maximum play? 9 per match, 90.
I'm letting you count this one yourself while chat's watching. I'm not helping you in this one.
126? I think it's 126.
Do you want to know an easier way to do it? Instead
What?
of times it by 9, you times it by 10.
That is true. And then you... I was right.
I'm not arguing with you. I said I'll let you do it yourself in your head.
I'm just saying. It's like...
Okay.
I'm just counting a little bit, okay?
Okay.
But yeah, so, you know, 1 round doesn't mean much out of 126. But good stuff from...
It matters now. He won the round for his team.
It's not like they were
They get
not...
second place.
It's already 4-0, Ryan. They could have lost 2 rounds and they would still have won.
I'll back you up, Raging Potato. Don't you worry, laddie.
But yeah, good stuff there from Oops, taking second place.
Look at the kill difference.
They had a bad start of the... they had a great start of the season.
It's interesting now, actually, the head-to-head between these two teams now ends up as 5-0, technically.
Yeah, I know. But it doesn't matter head-to-head. Oops
Yeah.
takes second place, which
It's
is
a
super
clean win.
important.
It's a clean win.
So
Utopia don't gain any points,
Nope.
and Oops and Ding stay on 27.
So Kazna is number 1. We already knew that much. Oops is the number 2. Yeah.
Yeah, Kazna number 1, Oops number 2, Ding number 3, Utopia number 4, then we have Gohard number 5, Isuba number 6, and then between Savage Squad and Who Cares, well, I think you worked it out earlier on, didn't you?
Savage
Squad.
is 7 because
It gets really complex.
First is head-to-head, which both teams beat each other 5-4. So
Between
it's,
Savage and Who
so
Cares
they
here,
both have
yeah.
the same amount of points in that regard. Then it's the rounds in between them. But seeing as they both beat each other 5-4, that gets nullified. Then it's the third condition, which is round difference, which if Who Cares won, then it didn't matter.
Yeah.
But now they're both on -28. So that doesn't matter. And then there's the last condition, which is the number of overall wins, where Savage Squad has 3 overall wins, where Who Cares only has 2. So
And
Savage Squad wins.
the very last thing to separate the teams and potential of tiebreaker, like crazy.
I'm glad we have 4 conditions.
Crazy. So let's actually have a little chat with Insane about how that one went. Now, Insane, I have to ask, I noticed on Mines that the Utopia sacrificed their mouse, and I think it was very sporting of you to sacrifice your mouse as well.
Well, it was not planned at all. I'd say, well, shit happens.
Yeah.
Well, all we can say is that I clearly need a break, and that's really good that we're not playing the playoff now.
Time to relax and just sit back and watch for a weekend.
Yeah, that's the point. Like, we really wanted to win that because we really needed that break, like. And that's gonna be good. We will just probably take 1 week off and just straight prepare for the offense then.
Maybe I should just speak to Insane in French. Bonjour, mon amour, comment ça va?
Ça va très bien.
Pardonnez-moi, je ne parle pas français.
But yeah, I don't know. What did you expect from Utopia coming into this? Because we saw them lose 5-0 against Ding, but we all thought they were going to prepare like hell for this match.
I mean, we didn't expect them to be that strong, but we were not just underestimating them. You never know. They can just bring something weird. And we expected Murovanka picked from them. So we just prepared on that map especially.
Yeah, because you were avoiding it for the last few weeks, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, we were banning it sometimes. Like, we just prepared for it, especially played pretty well on it. So that was good. That was just a 2-0 straight on their map even, so that was good.
How would you summarize this season for Oops? I mean, it started really good, and then it was a little bit of a meh period. Let's call it a meh period, but you did it in the end, right?
Well, if you would tell me I would be top 2, I wouldn't even expect it at the start of the season. I mean, we just had to pick players super fast before the start of the season. We were not fully happy about the lineup we had, and we were not expecting much. Also, I had way less time this season than the past ones. So with all those factors, we were just playing and not expecting anything, and that just started pretty well. And then it was just keep on going with some victories. But well, the good thing about this season is that every matches we lost. I mean, we lost some matches 5-1, 5-1, 5-3, and 5-4, obviously. All those matches, we can all the time say that if we're losing, this is mainly part of our fault. Like, there is never like a match where we could say the enemy team is just outplaying us. Like, every time we just had huge misplays or tactics were just not on point, rotation and so on. So we can all the time say it was just awful, and that's really good. I'm not scared about any teams right now. I have time to take a break, time to prepare again for the offline. So that just feels good right now.
I think it's actually a very good point, because we were listening into your team comms on Himmelsdorf. You'd said before in an interview in the very match before that one, if you're not having a good game, Oops don't have a good game, and then you said during the comms in the middle of the match, man, I'm on tilt. Like, I'm on tilt. So it's good to see you guys bounce back. You had the perfect result that you needed here, 5-0, and cementing your place in that second spot.
I have only one more question and saying, you know, you have a team now, like you said, a lot of new players, some of them with no LAN experience whatsoever, like Creator. I know you're going to prepare well for the offlines, but how are you going to prepare them to play a LAN?
I mean, when you play on LAN, it's all the time different, like the pressure, the stage, and so on. So I don't know. Like, if I'm talking with Raging, she was just telling me when I'm playing on LAN, I'm just playing better. But I want to see that actually. About Creator, we will have to work a lot on his confidence. I mean, he came out from FAME 7v7, where he was even making some calls. Now he just arrived at Hoops with a lot of big heads. He just doesn't want to fuck up, so he's just hesitating. And we will have to work a lot on that in the trainings to just bring him some confidence. And anyway, if we prepare really well the tactics and every players are just aware of what they have to do, the rotation they have to pull, the positions, I think that's going to be fine. It's just going to play well.
I think an interesting thing for a lot of the viewers is they've been desperate to see what Crater looks like because he doesn't have a picture on the team page. Now he's got no way to avoid it when it comes to LAN, so chat's going to be super excited to finally see the man behind the plays.
The man behind the plays? What plays?
Just to let you know, in Oops we call him the boxer.
The boxer?
Whoa.
Is it because of the nose?
It's because he moves so quickly. He moves so quickly.
I'm not gonna tell anything about that. You will just have the surprise.
I'm curious.
Gonna turn up the box on his head.
Wow, that's terrible.
Okay, well, I think that's about us in saying unless Daki has any more final questions, maybe wants to ask you something in French. I don't know.
No, not
no, because I don't know. Last time actually we were talking about what you said, and we both realised exactly what you said because that's one of the few French phrases that I am familiar with. So
I would say something in French, but I don't think it's appropriate. I'll just say bisous. That's it.
Bisous, yeah. Bonne journée, I think, is for me for definitely. Yeah, or bonsoir even because it's in the evening. My bad. Yeah. So thanks very much for your time, Insane. Enjoy the week off, and we will see you here in Katowice next month.
Thanks a lot, guys, and have a nice night.
Thanks you.
We need to work on your French pronunciation, mate. What did you say?
I said bonsoir.
Bonsoir.
Bonsoir is goodbye daytime. Bonsoir is hello. Bonsoir is goodbye. Are you forgetting now? Bonsoir, bonsoir. Bonsoir when you meet somebody. Bonsoir when you're leaving. Bonjour when you meet somebody. Bonjourne when you're leaving. Different times of the day. Bon après-midi when you're going away at lunchtime. It's almost like I lived there for 4 years and could remember some of it, Daki.
That's a lie. We've tried to speak French. That's a lie.
Soupe de jus, s'il vous plaît. Omelette du fromage.
No, that doesn't count for anything.
Désolé. Désolé. Okay, let's have a look at the standings one more time, I think, Daki, no?
I think it was results.
Results, actually, yes. Let's look at the results instead. Thanks for the save there, buddy.
You're welcome.
Now, the matches for today, it was 5-4 Go Hard.
Greatest match of the season. Ryan will write this down as a highlight of his career.
Who cares?
The time he got to cast.
Once again,
Go Hard versus Who
blowing
cares?
a lead. 4-1 this time and allowing Go Hard to come back and win 5 straight rounds.
He looks very happy.
4 straight rounds, my bad. And then a fantastic result there for Oops, 5-0 against Utopia here. Now this results in the playoff situation for next weekend. It's going to be on the 29th of October. It's going to be Ding versus Isuba. That's going to be 3rd place versus 6th place. And then it's going to be Utopia versus Go Hard. Winner of each of those matches will join Kazna Crew and Oops in the
Not forgetting,
LAN finals.
both of these matches, it is not the regular best of 9.
Best of 13.
Best of 13.
Different time as well. 5 o'clock.
It's first to how much, Ryan?
First to 7.
I'm proud of you.
Can't trick me that time. So first to 7, best of 13, 13 rounds played. Going to be interesting. We were talked about this before. Like even though Suba are capable of upsetting Ding, they did defeat them 5-3 in the regular season. Mojo was pointing out the fact that over 13 rounds is a much different story then. It's not as easy to kind of trip up your opponent, especially when they're more experienced.
Somebody on that amount of rounds is really difficult. Like you have to outplay them from start to finish.
Yeah. It also means we get more maps being used as well, so that's going to be interesting as well. Now, we're not done completely for the week, because tomorrow we have the Monday show. Me, Daki, and Mojo are going to look back, or sorry, Daki, Mojo, and myself, or I, are going to look back on the matches we've just had this weekend.
I think I'll be asleep.
We're going to talk a little bit about the recent patch we just had and the changes that's brought to some vehicles, for example, seeing the Super Conqueror come in, and then basically looking forward to the playoffs, because that's going to be the big thing the following week. And then we have quite a big... well, a couple of weeks gap anyway until we have the LAN finals here. And we'll know from next weekend who joins us at LAN finals. So thanks everyone for tuning in and watching these matches. It has been fun casting them. It's been a very different style of play from the matches we've saw. A tiebreaker and a clean win. Anything else, Daki, before we go?
No, just congratulations to Kazna Crew and Oops for making it in top 1 and 2. Deserved throughout the season.
Yeah, by far the best teams.
And we'll see who joins them in the playoffs.
Yep, indeed. Thanks everyone for your time, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.